Back in, Billy and Todd. 36 seconds to go. 5 minutes to the top of the hour, but I've got all the officials ready to go. Lemonster's ready to go. We're going to have a coin toss in just a minute.
Oh, the hurry up has already begun.
It has begun.
We were running the run and shoot before
it's the run and gun
before it even started.
I hope that you're not surprised.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the Tomahawks got the memo because they're still hanging around in the end zone. Let's get going.
Yeah, they are. They have a great traditional run out here, and here come the Tomahawks. As they begin the run out down the left numbers toward their near sideline in fine football fashion. Rollstone Bank and Trust countdown to kick off. 4 minutes to the top of the hour. We got Leominster and Algonquin for you waiting on that coin toss. And Bill Thomas, I know the one thing Coach Taylor Allen has said to me about his Tomahawks, you know, the thing that they are always concerned about is that Leominster defense. What is that Leominster defense going to throw at them? Defensive coordinator Kevin Murphy, his ability to scheme for whatever it is you seem to be able to develop, it's always something that's on the opposition coach's mind.
Well, I think he's got to understand from the last couple of games, and I'm sure he's seen the tape, the defense has been very aggressive. And how you take advantage of that aggressiveness, maybe with some play action. Kate talked about utilizing 6 receivers first time around. You hate to say somebody's going to be used as a decoy, but Rio is the obvious decoy. If you can get people to key on him, get your wide receivers one-on-one, get some slants and some posts, that's what opens up when you're playing 7 or 8 in the box. I think that's how they got to attack the Leominster defense, because we know what Leominster's been doing the last couple of weeks. They've been just full speed ahead on defense. They're not waiting around, and it's been working for them.
All-out bull rush. Time now for the coin toss. It's brought to you by Woodcomb Insurance. You can call them at 978-840-8700 or find Woodcomb Insurance on the web at woodcomb.com. Bill Thomas, it's your show. Captains are at midfield, meeting with the crew chief this evening. They have taken a look at the coin, and now they will toss it in the air, and Bill Thomas will give you the results.
Talking to Algonquin, I'm going to pick some low-hanging fruit. They've won the toss, and they are deferring. I'm not going to assume what Leominster is going to do, but get ready offense.
I was going to say, if I'm Leominster, I might want to stay away from the dark end zone for as much of the game as possible.
So we'll be receiving the opening kickoff and defending the end zone to our right.
Fantastic.
And it is a well-lit field within the confines of the numbers.
Sands.
Once you get beyond the end lines in both directions, it gets a little bit dark. So it's going to create this very dark backdrop as you go down, particularly left to right.
But as you said, it's beyond the goal line.
It's just beyond the goal lines on either
Everything
end,
else is well illuminated.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to create that bit of a, either a halo effect on the ball as it goes toward that dark end.
I love it.
Just something to be aware of. Hey, it is every bit of a classic, rustic high school football field here at Northborough and Algonquin tonight.
We haven't seen natural turf since week 1, and we're going to see it on Thanksgiving as well.
We're going to join the public address announcer in stadium here as they get set for the national anthem and the Algonquin marching band. Recognizing military service. And now the national anthem. And the fans add the final notes in honor of our country here with the conclusion of the national anthem, the Algonquin Pep Band, bringing you that stirring rendition of the national anthem tonight as we get closer to kickoff. For those of you that have been looking for us with our partners over at Leominster TV, we are told they're experiencing some technical difficulties with the transmission here from Northborough tonight, getting the signal back to Leominster. So bear with us. We'll have it live for you here on the radio. AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com. Leominster TV will continue to endeavor to get that live broadcast going for you. If it is ultimately not available tonight, then they will have it for you in tape delay throughout the weekend and on into next week. So with that said, you've got radio with us. You got us for 3 straight games, and Bill Thomas, we're ready for kickoff.
And a proud supporter of Leominster High School football with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and over 25 years of experience. Make Troy Hebert your first choice for your home construction, remodeling, and damage repair needs. Find Troy Hebert online at troyhebertconstruction.com and line up your free estimate. Now with the call of the game, the award-winning voice of the Blue Devils, Todd Robbins.
All right, Bill Thomas, thank you so much. And here we go. 3 kickers go to the ball. It's a low-line drive swing for Joey Chekowitz, and he'll send it down the middle of the field, and Leominster comes up on the return. Full head of steam through the middle of the field. A little shoulder shiver crossing the 40-yard line and taken down around the 42, and that's where Leominster will have the football, 1st and 10, their own 42-yard line. Bill Thomas, was that
Jonathan
18,
Gonzalez,
19?
16, I think it was.
Gotcha, 16.
I think it was Jonathan Gonzalez on that run
return.
back. Nice little run back to start start the offense in good field position here.
So here at Richard Walsh Field, you can see the natural surface that we have before us. There are marks at each of the 10-yard marks, and then the 5-yard marks in between. There are no individual yard hash marks here, so we'll be making our best estimate as Leominster begins 1st down and 10, their own 42-yard line coming right to left. Out of the spread formation, the snap, the give was for Reynolds. Reynolds goes straight up the middle of the field. Forward he goes across the 45 and dragged down around the 48-yard line. Quick gain of 6. Call it 2nd down and 4 for the Blue Devils, and they're right back on the ball, looking at the sideline and going no huddle on 2nd and 4 from their own 48. Pistol formation here. The snap for Constant. Give it to Reynolds again. Reynolds takes it laterally. Now turns his way upfield, crossing midfield. He gets hogtied and taken down just shy of the 40 at the 42-yard line. And it's a gain of 10 for Leominster and a 1st down.
Good job there by Justice Reynolds. And nice to see Leominster going right to the ground game here, trying to establish themselves. And Justice Reynolds is the guy. You know, Vashawn Dixon's been injured. He's out. And, Brian Cordero was a little banged up last week. I think that we're going to see Justice be the guy tonight to see if he can carry the load.
And expect Nico Martinez to spell him as well.
You know, Brian's back in uniform, so we'll see him on the field, but we don't know what kind of
Did you see Darian O'Brien?
Yeah, Darian O'Brien left his tight end spot at the left side of the line, walked over to talk to his sophomore quarterback. There's 10 seconds on the play clock. Constant still directing traffic. They are not chopping off the final 5 seconds, and the snap will get off. Constant on 1st and 10 will roll out, snap a pass underneath complete for J.V. Rodriguez. Head of steam, cross the 35, dragged down shy of the 30 after a gain of 11, and it's a Leominster 1st down.
Nice little curl pattern out there into the flat. I tell you, it looks like game to game, Caden Constant just getting more and more confident. I think he had that ball out before the cut was done there, and that just shows confidence in your receivers and how they're finally starting to come together.
10.5 to play here in quarter number 1. Leominster with the first touch of the ball going right to left. On 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Play action fake. Snaps it up the seam. Looking for Rodriguez. Led him a little too far, did Constant. And that pass will fall incomplete and bring up a 2nd down and 10. And a temporary halt to the proceedings, which have been fast-moving here in this first quarter of action.
Sure seems like we've had more than a minute and 40 seconds of play here, but that play was right there, and we'll have to see if they come back to that slant. We know the offense scored on that kind of play last week.
Bryant Cordero back in the football game for the Blue Devils for the first time in 3 weeks. The back of the pistol set on 2nd down and 10. The snap, Constant feeds Cordero, and Cordero takes it straight up the middle of the field, bounce it out to the right, cross the 30, and drag down around the 27-yard line. Gain of 3, 3rd down and 7 for the Blue Devils. They need to move the ball to the Tomahawk 20-yard line, give or take, for a 1st down.
Leominster still running with this half huddle here. Everybody looking to the sideline.
And looking toward head coach Devin Gates, wearing the black hoodie emblazoned with the running devil on the chest. And now he comes back to the line, does Caden Constant with his signal. It's a 3-back set. Arlie Galat is in a trips formation. He is well wide, out past the numbers. Here's the snap, play action fake, stripped from behind, loose football, and it is recovered by the Tomahawks. Tomahawks will come up with that football. They got to the bottom of the pile. It looks like 53, Mike McAvoy gets to the bottom of the pile and comes up with it for Algonquin.
Strip sack right there from the blind side after Caden turned, running away from the pressure there, but Corral from the back carrying that ball loosely, and that's a consequence, putting the ball on the ground right there.
Indeed it is, and the Tomahawks get the ball right back. First down and 10. They take over at their own 43-yard line, middle of the field, 9:27 to play in the first quarter, and Leominster's drive ends with a strip sack, fumble, and recovery for McAvoy for the Tomahawks. Here come the Tomahawks out in a 3-back set, and now a full shift to an empty set backfield. Riley Greenwald now in the gun, 5 receivers in the formation, back to pass. Flag is out, stepped up the middle of the field, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, and the pass will fall incomplete. It looks like Derek Blanchard, the tight end, was the intended receiver.
They'll have to see what the flag is here, but high pass, couldn't come down with it. Looked like it was a good
point
play.
of emphasis in Federation this year as far as Federation football rules go. It's a block below the waist. So they will mark it back 10 yards from the previous spot, and we'll play first down and 20 for the Tomahawks as they keep walking. Make that a 15-yard assessment. And so it'll be first and 25 back across the 30-yard line for the Tomahawks at about their own 27, coming left to right.
Really changes field position here for the Tomahawks, out close to midfield, now deep back in their own territory.
But they come right back out in this 5-receiver set. Here's the snap, and back to pass Greenwald. Starts to roll on his own volition. Now he's going to turn the right corner at the sideline. He stepped out of bounds, and the whistle is blowing the play dead. The officials are conversing. Yeah, it looks like they're going to move the ball to the 30-yard line. They called it an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I guess he didn't step out, but the official was right there. Sure looked close.
Sure,
whistle was
like,
whistle
I heard a
play.
whistle when he stepped out of bounds, but they call it an incomplete pass, say he got rid of the football, so make it second and 25. 9:14 to play here in the first quarter. Tomahawks wearing the maroon tops and bottoms, trimmed in white and gold, the classic Tomahawk matte helmets with the crossed Tomahawks on each side of their helmets with the white grills. Back to pass, looking up the middle of the field. Greenwald looking for the tight end Blanchard. Too high, too long, and incomplete.
Same play they ran prior to that penalty, and that play's there. Just a pass, like you said, a little high, a little long, but interesting Algonquin coming out in this 4 wide, trying to keep Leominster out of that box. They still got 7 up there, but they're dropping back. They're not pressuring with 7. I know Leominster's only rushing 3, maybe 4. We'll have to see if that changes up. Throw a blitz in there or 2, but Leominster's showing blitz, but they're dropping back in coverage right now.
Rio Ferguson on the field for the Tomahawks, but right now it's been 2 incomplete pass attempts for the Tomahawks.
And as Bill Thomas mentioned right before we started, perhaps as the decoy tonight. 4 receivers set, 2 on either side, out of the gun, back to pass. Greenwald goes underneath, complete to Nick Alessi from that wide receiver spot, and everybody seemed to stop and stare at Alessi, who made the catch underneath, and he'll be taken down right about the 35-yard line, and it will recover a good chunk of what was lost. Gain of 5, call it 4th down and 20, as they will now snap from their own 35-yard line, and they'll go out in punt formation. Looks like Coleman hostage to punt. Back heels clicking his own 20-yard line. Low snap, fielded on the 1 hop. Hostage off the left foot. Nice punt, stepped up and fielded by J.V. Rodriguez on the run. He is wrapped, tackled, and taken down by A.J. Ryan, the long snapper. Got downfield and made the tackle.
Nice job by JV there, though. He makes it interesting on those returns. You know, he wants to break one. You know, he's had a couple of long returns and a couple of touchdowns, but he's fearless back there.
And so Leominster gets the football back, a little worse off than when they strip sacked in the Algonquin end of the field. But here's the Blue Devil ball. First down and 10, their own 44-yard line, middle of the field. Constant in a gun, 3 receiver set. Make it 4, they set up trips to the left of the formation. The snap, play action fake to Reynolds. Snap it up the middle of the field, looking for that little in-cut slant, and it's low and incomplete. It was Liam Curtin, the intended receiver. That pass was low where only he could reach it, and it was just too low.
Good job there. Continue to run that little out pattern, but I think it's Ali Galat time. You know, he's kind of, they haven't been looked as Constant hasn't looked his way, but you know, Ali's just chomping at the bit. He had a great game last week. He wants to get his hands on the ball.
And he's the receiver wide to the left. Rodriguez is slot to the left, and it was a give to the inside on the delay for Reynolds. And Reynolds goes forward across the 45, dragged down right about midfield. They mark him shy at the 49, but it does gain 5, and so it's 3rd down and manageable at 3rd and 5 from their own 49 as Leominster continues from right to left, wearing the road white tops, royal blue bottoms, classic white Leominster helmets with the white grill, single royal blue stripe up the middle in metallic. 125 indicated on the nose bumper for team 125 in this 125th season. 3rd and 5, the play action fake out of the gun, roll out, throw, strike over the middle on the waggle pass, right across the 35. He found Ali Galat. It's a gain of 15, and Leominster keeps the drive alive.
Ali working his way all the way from the left side of the formation to the right side of the field there, but good job by Constant to keeping his eye on him and pick him out of the crowd there.
Right now, the 2 completed passes for Constant have gone for 11 and 15 yards respectively. Constant is 2 of 4 right now, 26 yards passing.
And he's got the ball 1st down and 10 at the Tomahawk 35-yard line. Shotgun snap. Play action fake to Reynolds. Hanging in the pocket. Now Constant goes to step up, and there's nowhere to step up to. That was into the teeth of the middle of the Tomahawk defense, and down he goes. Aiden Goss was the low man on the totem pole, and Chris Aknos was in there as well to help him down to the ground.
Good job to tuck it there. Pocket just collapsed around Caden. You know, he's got to get that internal clock working and just get the ball out. You know, you hate to take a loss like that. He had a good 3-4 seconds, but you can't expect more than that from the offensive lineman.
2nd and 14, ball snap coming up from the 39-yard line. The snap, the delay, give, find Reynolds. Reynolds bounces it out to the right numbers. Now vertical up the field he goes. Cross the 35, go the 30, and drag down around the 29-yard line. It'll gain back what was lost and leave Leominster a 3rd down and about 2.5 to 3 to go. They need to move the football just about to the Tomahawk 25-yard line for the 1st down. Pistol formation again. The snap constant. Feed Reynolds again. Reynolds takes it to the blocks on the outside. Rack tackled and taken down. There was nothing there. Great backside pursuit there. Looked like Jeff Valentine, the defensive back, stepped up for the rack and take down.
Yeah, it looked like Tossie was going to lead him right around the corner there, but the Algonquin defenders came out from, like you said, from the backside, Todd. Good wrap up here. Looks like
4th down. But Leominster's offense staying on the field.
Yeah, 4th down, 2 to go. They need the 25-yard line for the 1st.
There's the snowplow.
There's that snowplow. Straight line in front of Constant. The snap, the block set up. Constant bounces it to the outside right, steps across the 25, and he's down around the 24-yard line. And that is enough for a Blue Devil 1st down and a conversion on 4th down. They're 1 of 1.
I tell you, I love the creativity of that power look right there. That just looks intimidating. You know, as a lineman, you know you got a blocker in front of you, but then you've got 1 of 3, maybe 2 of 3 coming at you, looking to make a hole. I really love that short yardage play right there.
And that's one of those things, Bill Thomas, you can see on tape. Leominster runs it regularly. You just can't do anything with it until you face it.
Exactly.
1st down and 10 to go from the Tomahawk 24-yard line. Right to left goes the march. The shotgun snap. Fake it. Now come back on the under route. Find Ali Galat. Slips a defender up the middle of the field to the goal line and in for the Blue Devil touchdown. 24 yards. Constant finds Arlie Galat, and Galat carries it the rest of the way to the end zone.
I wonder if the offensive coordinator is listening to us, because Ali was kind of ignored there the first 4 or 5 minutes. All of a sudden, 3 catches here on this drive and just kind of leads them right down the end zone with the help of the quarterback.
5:22 to play here in quarter number 1, and Leominster draws first blood. They've got a 6-0 lead, and Santee Rodriguez will attempt the point after Eamon Durkin to hold. Rodriguez will mark off his steps, kicking from right to left. Snap, ball down, up and pulled low and wide to the left. So back up field come the teams. 5:22 to play here in the first quarter. The score, Leominster 6 and Algonquin nothing. And Kate, this is a good time to meet that Leominster offense. Starting lineup brought to you by Leominster Credit Union. Make your plans happen at LCU. It starts with membership. Check them out on the web at leominstercu.com. At Leominster Credit Union, you're somebody.
Caden Constant, number 17, sophomore.
Voshan Dixon, number 4, junior, running back.
Justice Tyler Reynolds, 26, senior, running back.
Ali Gillot, number 1,
senior, wide receiver.
JC Core, number 6, junior.
Jack Philbin, 33, junior, tight end.
Darian O'Brien, 82, senior, tight end.
Kyle Philbin, number 51, junior, O-tackle.
Savion Batalis, number 75, senior, tackle.
Anthony Tossi, number 54, senior, center.
Micah Stinson, number 52, senior, offensive guard.
Joe Conlon, number 72, senior, right tackle.
And that is your Leominster offense, led their scoring drive, their 6-0 lead, 5:22 to play in the first quarter. And it's brought to you by Leominster Credit Union online at leominstercu.com. At Leominster Credit Union, you're somebody.
I thought they were going to do it that time.
Yeah, Leominster.
I thought the fake was going to. They get better and better at that every
At that
week.
fake, I'll tell you. Ball back on the tee,
One
40-yard
day.
line at our right. The whole crew fakes like they're going to onside kick and follow behind it. Rodriguez drops back, now begins the approach. Got a little underneath this one. Scooped it a bit. It will be fielded by one of the up men. It's Cassius Clay around the 30-yard line. Clay with a head of steam across the 40-yard line, and he's cut down by Danny Cabrera. Goes low and takes Cassius Clay down. But a great starting field position for the Tomahawks. First down and 10. Their own 44-yard line at right hash as they come left to right for the next 5:16 of the first quarter, and they are chasing 6 at 6-0. Kate, let's meet that Leominster defense. It's brought to you by Leominster Credit Union.
Keeping me on my toes.
Kyle Philbin, number 51, junior, D-tackle. Micah Stinson, number 52, senior, nose guard.
Joe Conlon, number 72, senior, defensive end.
My name is Caleb Nachioni, number 67. I'm a defensive tackle. Nico Martinez, number 44. I'm a sophomore and I play linebacker.
Jack Philbin, 33, junior, inside backer.
Anthony Tossi, number 54, senior, middle linebacker.
Darian O'Brien, 82, senior, linebacker.
Arlie Gillott, number 1, senior, DB.
Liam Curtin, number 5, senior, strong safety.
Caden Constant, number 17, sophomore, outside linebacker.
JC Core, number 6, junior, DB.
And the first down carry for Rio Ferguson, short gain on the play. Makes it 2nd down and 9 to go, and the Tomahawks right back on the football and a straight back eye. It's Cassius Clay and Ferguson dotting. 2 receivers and the Twins out to the left. The snap and the give it to Ferguson, and Ferguson battles his way forward, determined to cross the line of scrimmage, and maybe gains just a little bit more. It'll make it a full 3rd down and 8 to go. Ball across the 45-yard line and sniffing the 46.
Nice job by Jack Philbin there. Jack sideline to sideline. He was in on that first tackle of Rio over here on the near sideline. Chased him all the way to the far sideline. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe Jack is assigned. Maybe Rio, as a spy.
Like a
Wherever he goes, you go.
often throughout the year.
I tell you got to do that sometimes. You got to sacrifice a player to control a one-on-one.
Danny Cabrera does come up lame on that play, but in the game at this time.
On 3rd and 8, the shotgun snap, and Greenwald will roll out. Look up the middle of the field, strike thrown into the hands of Derek Blanchard, the tight end, and Leominster swarms him right around their own 40-yard line, but a great pitch and catch on a gain of 15 for the tight end Derek Blanchard from Riley Greenwald and Bill Thomas. They've been running that same play. Send the tight end 15 yards downfield, turn around, sit down, and wait to throw the strike to him.
Yeah, the 3rd time in a row. That seems to be the only passing play in their book, but first 2 times, just a high throw kept it from being complete. That one's spot on.
When you see it on video, Derek Blanchard is definitely the favorite receiver from the tight end spot for Riley Greenwald. 1st and 10 for the Tomahawks, best field position of the day. They find themselves at the Leominster 40 going left to right. The shotgun snap, give it on the end around, put it in the hands, look like 26 on that
That's
one,
correct.
Kate. As they turn the left corner there, it's Jason Levin on the carry. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a short loss. They say it was. So the ball back to the 41. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Good job by Bleed Devils defense. They're stepping up on the run, but they got to find a way to protect the center of the field there. Seems like Algonquin offensive coordinators found a weakness there, and that's where they've gone repeatedly, is across the middle.
Shotgun set this time with an empty backfield with Greenwald. 4 receivers up on the line, got a little extra blocking help as well. Here's the rollout throw. It's a wobbler downfield. Cabrera on the jump ball, deflected it in the battle with Nick Alessi, and the pass will fall incomplete. Cabrera had better body position.
Nice job there on defense. Double coverage, actually. Eamon Durkin down there, too, helping out with the coverage, but good inside move by Cabrera there. Had his hands on the ball, just couldn't corral it as he fell to the ground.
3:14 to play in the first quarter. Clock stopped on the incompletion. 6
Again, big play there by number 19, Danny Cabrera for the Blue Devils. He had come up lame on one of the previous plays, but he's a gamer, staying in there and making big contributions on defense.
3rd and a long 10 for the Tomahawks, snapping from the Leominster 41. The snap and the rollout for Greenwald. Comebacker for Blanchard is complete. Got himself in some open space, and forward he goes, but he gave up the football, and the football's been picked up by what looks like Frank Apoku with a huge stiff arm back across midfield on the fumble recovery across the 45 and down at the Tomahawk 44-yard line. Just when it looked like the Tomahawks had something going offensively, Blanchard separated from the football, and Frank Apoku comes up with it and rumbles his way back downfield, Bill Thomas, and gives Leominster great field position.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it looked like Blanchard was in the graph there, but as he got swung around, he was separated from the football, and I was waiting to see a signal and maybe a whistle there, but no whistle. Play continued. Turns out to be Blue Devils football on that fumble recovery.
Change of possession, 3:01 to play in the first quarter. Leominster with the 6-0 lead and looking to build on the fumble recovery of Frank Apoku. Here's the snap. Give it to Bryant Cordero with his second carry since returning to the lineup tonight. He'll bounce it to the outside, cross the numbers, cross the 40, and finds his way out of bounds just shy of the Tomahawk 35. At the 36-yard line, goes for a gain of what looks like 8. The Chains are chasing upfield, but that was only a gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
And it's nice to see Cordero back on the field. You know, I think the offense missed his bruising running style last week, and he just adds that extra dimension to the offense.
Under 3 minutes to play here in quarter one. The shotgun snap, fake the give. Constant kept it himself. Switched arms to protect the ball, turning the left corner. Steps through a tackle, cross the 30, cross the 25, and down right about the 23-yard line. It is enough for a Leominster first down. Nice discipline by Constant. Scanned the field. Instead of giving it up, Bill Thomas, he knew. Keep it himself. He could bounce it to the outside.
Well, we've been talking about his ability to rush the ball and calling his own number, and he's got more and more confident. And we talked about him running east and west and shying away from contact the first 3 or 4 games. He approaches contact with aggression now, and it's paying off for him.
Pistol set again, the snap and the give this time. It is Cordero. Cordero gets a little block in front of him and leans forward toward the 20-yard line. It'll go for a gain of a couple. It'll bring up 2nd down, 2nd and about 8.
Nice job right there. I tell you, it's great to see Bryant back on the field. You know, like I mentioned, I think they missed him and his ability to change up and spell justice, and they have a completely different style, justice, finesse, and he brings that bruising back to philosophy to the running game, and it's nice to see that contrast in the running game, both being successful.
Leominster settles in their offense on 2nd and 8. A fumble on the shotgun snap. Constant fields it on the one hop, keeps his wits about him, looks out to the right, snaps a pass complete to Liam Curtin, and Curtin may be just past the line of scrimmage, but that's the most creative way to gain a yard I've seen all year.
Yeah, and I don't know how he knew Liam was out there. He must have been yelling for him, but good job by Constant just to be aware that he had somebody out there and not take a sack. And once again, it comes with maturity to kind of, it's a court awareness, field awareness.
Indeed.
You just know where your players are.
3rd and 7 for the Blue Devils, right about the Tomahawk 20-yard line. The snap, the delay, give. It's Rodriguez in the backfield. Rodriguez into the middle of the field, chops down on his way to the goal line, and it's a 26-yard sprint for a Blue Devil touchdown for J.V. Rodriguez.
Right up the middle, too, just off left tackle, running behind the center there. Basically untouched, got that first hole, and weaved his way through the linebackers into the end zone. I don't think an Algonquin Tomahawk put a hand on him.
12-0 Leominster lead, 1:15 to play in the first quarter. Point after for Santee Rodriguez, his 2nd attempt of the night. First one pulled low and to the left. Let's see what happens on this one. Eamon Durkin holds. Good snap. Durkin the ball down. Up. This one's got some nice height. It's over the bar and between the uprights. Teams coming back up the field. 1:15 to play in the first quarter. The score. Leominster 13 and Algonquin nothing. We take a break. We're back with more. This is Leominster football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. As we said, experiencing some technical difficulties this evening on the live feed, but we'll be with you on the replays throughout this broadcast, whether it's this weekend or on into next week. We have it all for you on Leominster TV, so you can certainly look forward to this replay. Remember, the Live Coaches Corner Monday nights, Thanksgiving edition, comes this Monday night, November the 18th on Leominster TV, beginning at 6 o'clock with myself and Leominster head coach Devin Gates. Radio rejoins us momentarily. Back to Walsh Field in Northborough tonight here on the K-Zone. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, happy to have you along with us. 1:15 to play here in quarter number 1. Leominster's lead is 13-0, and Santee Rodriguez got the ball on the T40-yard line at our right. And on the approach, the big swing of the right leg and sends it angled down the field. It will be returned from right about the 10-yard line. Right up the middle of the field, it comes with a full head of steam, wrapped there right around the 35 and down around the 36-yard line. All the way to the bottom of the pile went the return man coming up. Looks like Bill Thomas, 32, Will Paglia on the return.
Nice run right up the middle. Once again, Algonquin, pretty good field possession here. Third possession. They've been, outside the 35 here in each possession to start their offensive series.
I'm going to check at the time and temperature. It's brought to you by Acme Carpet One in Lunenburg, a local family-owned floor covering store doing business in the same location for over 50 years. There's lots of pros and cons in the flooring business, and these are the pros online at acmecarpet1.com. We'll check that time and temperature momentarily. First down play for the Tomahawks. Out of the gun, it's Rio Ferguson right up the middle of the field into the pile, and the pile falls over just shy of the 40-yard line. They say that is the point of farthest progress, so gain 3. Second down and 7 for the Tomahawks. Acme Carpet One brings you this check of the time and temperature. We got 39 degrees under clear skies here in Northborough tonight. Slight breeze. Weather Channel says it feels like 34 on 7:25 on a Friday night, November the 15th. First of 3 games this weekend right here on the K-Zone.
Now, Billy and Todd, what would you have said if I had said with 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Rio Ferguson only has 3 carries for 5 yards?
I'd say the Leominster defense is doing exactly what they hoped and more. Ferguson tries to kick it into a second gear as he has a little skip turning the left corner. Some extracurriculars at the end of the play, but Ferguson was down right about the 40-yard line. 15 ticks left in this first quarter. Now down to 10. There will not be another play. These teams will change ends and begin the second quarter. It's Leominster 13 and Algonquin nothing here at Richard Walsh Field. Teams will change ends, second quarter action. When we come back, this is Leominster football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for those of you joining us on Leominster TV, and thank you so much for joining us in replay. Again, if you were tuning in looking for the Leominster game live on Friday night, we do apologize, some technical difficulties with the transmission. I know Bradley Bedard, Keith DePerry, and the rest of the Leominster staff doing everything they possibly can to try to get that game to go live. Should that not be live, the game is on the K-Zone, AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com for that, as always, for every Leominster game, home and away. But meanwhile, Bill Thomas through one quarter, as Kate was just saying moments ago. You've got to appreciate what Leominster's defense has done to scheme Riley Ferguson invisible tonight.
Yeah, for some reason, Rio, he's had a couple of sweeps and the 8 in the box and the pursuit, and once again, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Jack Philbin's part of a spy defense, and but just that aggressive defense, we see that front 7, front 8, run blitzing, and Rio just hasn't been had anywhere to go.
Teams change ends. We begin the second quarter here from Richard Walsh Field in Northborough. Tomahawks now go right to left here in the second quarter. Second 12 minutes on the board. Tight bunch, quads out to the right of the formation. Low snap fielded by Greenwald. He'll snap a pass out to his right, complete around the 45, and taken down around midfield. Looked like to me, Bill Thomas.
26 maybe?
26 on that play.
I believe that's
that was
who it
Jason
was.
Levin with the catch, and good for a gain of 10 and a Tomahawk first down.
Nice job on the roll out there. Quarterback's got to get himself some time, and he seems to favor rolling out to his right there, and we'll have to see if the Blue Devils can do something to slow Greenwald down there a little bit.
Second first down play for the Tomahawks on the night.
First down and 10 to go for the Tomahawks. Second set of downs on this drive. Snapping right from midfield, going right to left. 3 back set, the snap, give it to Rio Ferguson. Ferguson sheds the first level of defenders, now into the second level in the open field. Cross midfield, cross the 40, go 35, and angled out of bounds shy of the 30 at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 19 for Rio Ferguson, invisible no more.
And I tell you, I don't think when he dipped his shoulder and shed that block, he slowed down one bit. He just continued around the corner, and that's what we expect from Rio. The defense knows they're not going to stop him every time. They just got to try to slow him down.
First down and 10 for the Tomahawks on the legs of Rio Ferguson. Ball just about the 30-yard line. Straight back, three-back set, all down in the three-point stance as Greenwald goes under center. The snap, Ferguson was the middle back, got the handoff, forward he went. Cut down right about the 25-yard line as Leominster throws a little hand to pull him down. Looked like Justice Reynolds put him in the snare.
Yeah, from his cornerback position, good one-on-one tackle there. But that when you get out in the open field with Rio, that's what you got to do. If you're that cornerback, you can't get caught going backwards. You got to attack Rio, and you got to try to get him before he cuts, or he's going to just cut his way around you.
Tomahawks come to the line again with that three-back straight line. It's Cassius Clay, Rio Ferguson, and I believe that's Levin Bill Thomas. Now checking in motion. No, check that 34, Pedro Ribeiro. And here's the snap. Ferguson gets the carry right into the grasp of Liam Curtin, and Curtin will pull him right down on top of himself. Short gain on the play for Ferguson and gives the Tomahawks a third down and about 3 to go. They need to move the ball to the Blue Devil 20-yard line for the first down. They'll be snapping from just about the 23.
And nice job by Curtin there. We talked about how Ferguson gets up to speed with one step, and you know when you got him coming at you, you're one-on-one, you just got to hope you wrap him up, you got the timing right, and then you get some help.
At the end of the first quarter, Ferguson was averaging 1.7 yards per carry, now up to 5.3 yards per carry, 7 carries total.
How quick your fates can change. Greenwald under center with that three-back set again. The snap, it's Cassius Clay who gets the nod this time. He takes it from left to right. He's spun down right about the line of scrimmage, may have lost a yard on the play. It'll be fourth down and a long 3 to go for the Tomahawks from right about the Blue Devil 23 going right to left. Decision time for Coach Taylor Allen, and he's barking a play in. Offense stays on the field.
Yeah, not wasting any time here going no huddle, not letting Blue Devils get organized.
And so the three-back set again, Greenwald under center. Calling signals, hard count, and a couple of Tomahawks jump there. Looked like both tackles may have stood up on the play.
You wonder.
Did Leominster flinch and cross the line? They say no. It is procedure against the Tomahawks, a 5-yard penalty. And it'll be fourth down and about 8 to go. Ball still well into Leominster territory. They're marking it right back to
28.
Yeah, 28-yard lines where the ball goes down almost the 29. Again, if you're just joining us, no single individual yard mark hash marks here. So our estimates between the 5-yard increments are just that,
basically,
estimates.
What Todd is saying is if you thought that his spot calling was bad before, it's terrible
With
tonight.
hash marks? We'll do all we can to keep it straight,
That's
Kate.
all he's saying right there.
9:33 to play in the second quarter. 13-0 Leominster's lead. Right to left goes this. Fourth down and 9 to go. Hard roll out for Greenwald. Running out of real estate. Flings it down the sideline. Jump ball at the end zone. Leominster deflects it. Incomplete goes the ball. That looked like 3 Bill Thomas. It was Eamon Durkin who went up for the jump ball and was in better position than the intended receiver downfield. 26 was Jason Levin.
I don't think it was a matter of position. It was a matter of Greenwald running for his life over there on the far sideline. Never had a chance to set up. Looking to throw that out play has been so successful on that rollout, but Blue Devils just never gave him an opening.
And it's a turnover on downs, and Leominster gets the football back. First and 10, their own 29-yard line coming left to right. 9:23 to play here. In quarter number 2, they've got a 13-0 lead, and they're looking to add. Shotgun set this time. Reynolds in the backfield. Trips receivers out to the left. The snap and the give was straight up the middle of the field. Make that Rodriguez on the carry was in the backfield. He noses the ball across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Gains 2, second and 8.
Nice seeing Blue Devils mixing it up in the offensive backfield here. You know, Justice getting a break. JV carrying that load at tailback. Mixing some Brian Cordero. Keep everybody fresh.
Second down and 8 to go. Shotgun set, 3 receivers left. Constant back to pass. 3-quarter arm throw in and out of the hands. It was Galat in the neighborhood, but Nick Alessi was actually the person best positioned to catch the ball. He plays for Algonquin. That ball will harmlessly fall incomplete.
And I'm not sure either one of those guys, either Galat or Alessi, saw the ball coming. Galat never made a move for it, and Alessi just let the ball hit him. Kind of an odd-looking play there. Using that sugar huddle here again just to kind of keep the Algonquin defense honest.
Leominster faces a third down and 9 from about their own 30-yard line. Liam Curtin's going to split out in one-on-one coverage to the right. Meanwhile, trips receivers with Darian O'Brien, slot receiver from the tight end to the left, and Leominster will grab a timeout. 8:49 to play in the second quarter, a 13-0 Leominster lead, and this is a good time for a hard-working player spotlight. It's brought to you by High Country Workwear in Leominster, the store that works for you, from medical wear to chef's coats, rain gear, and more. If you want a personalized touch, High Country Workwear in Leominster also offers custom embroidery. High Country Workwear, 155 Hamilton Street, Leominster. Online at highcountryworkwear.com. Bill Thomas, our High Country Workwear hard-working player spotlight. Who stood out to you thus far?
Well, I got to tell you, I like the way Caden Constant has matured into his quarterback role. He's really orchestrated the offense here in the first quarter plus, and distributing the ball around to 3 or 4 receivers, using his tailbacks appropriately and calling his own number to good success. So I like what I see out of Caden here in this first quarter.
And the future is bright with a sophomore quarterback that's already showing signs of his leadership and ball distribution abilities. And Coach has pointed out a number of times he's the kind of kid that others want to follow. He leads by example. 3rd down and 9 to go. Back to pass goes Constant, out of a gun. 4 receivers downfield. He lets fly. Rodriguez was already rumbling and stumbling, and he fell down off of his route. Incomplete. Good coverage from behind. That pass was a little bit long. And I'll tell you, the one thing I can say for Caden Constant, I have compared him a couple of times to Rich Gannon back when he played for the Oakland Raiders, because he has that 3/4 arm throw. He's a gunslinger. He throws it from about any angle, and he's just going to snap the ball downfield. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch develop over the next few years.
You see Phillip Rivers with that kind of style, too. He just kind of cocks it to his ear and whips it out there. And he's just got to learn to be a little more accurate and learn when to whip and when to use finesse.
4th and 9, a high snap forces Santee Rodriguez back. This one he got more off the top of his foot. It was a punt. It was poison for the Tomahawks. Takes a decent Leominster bounce and is touchdown at the Tomahawk 48-yard line, and that's where they'll have the football. 1st and 10, their own 48, and Coach Taylor Allen is incensed that his players did not back off when they called poison.
Colin Wing, number 87 for the Tomahawks, nearly got his head decapitated by the ball. Unfortunately, when there's a kind of a muffed punt, you don't necessarily know where it is, and things can happen.
You're expecting at least 20 yards when you're going downfield, but when it doesn't go that far, you never know what's going to end up happening.
You got that right.
Tomahawks kind of fortunate there. It didn't bounce off one of their players.
When the guillotine falls.
The guillotine.
1st down and 10 to go. Ball at the 48-yard line at right hash. Tomahawks going right to left. 8:31 to play here in the second quarter. They're chasing 13. The 1st down carry goes into the hands of Rio Ferguson. And Ferguson's going to pull the pack with him like a tow truck, pulling everybody with him. He battles across midfield, and finally the whistles kill the play. At the 46-yard line, he got probably about 3 steps, so we'll give him a yard and a half without anybody. He carried everybody else the rest of the way for a gain of 6.
And not only everybody else that's wearing a white and blue Blue Devil uniform, half of his team was on the pile pushing him, and he still refused to go down.
That was Rio Ferguson's 8th carries, totaled 38 yards, averaging 5.4 yards per carry now.
And this is a running back came in averaging over 8 per carry during the season, so Blue Devils doing an okay job up to this point.
On 2nd down and a long 4 to go. Ball snap, the 46-yard line, middle of the field. Leominster side of midfield. The snap, and it's Cassius Clay. Got low, got through the pack. Forward, he went into open space. He coughed up the football, but whistles kill the play. And they're going to say Cassius Clay was down with possession and a Tomahawk 1st down. It's a gain of 7 as it is ruled, Bill Thomas.
Quick whistle right there, and I'm not really sure he ever got tackled, but he sure got separated from that ball, but the officials ruled forward progress had been stopped. And, it's kind of like the two yin and yang there. They let that other play with Ferguson just continue and continue. As soon as the initial contact there, it looked like the whistle was being blown, but Algonquin holds on to the ball.
Initial contact by his own.
Indeed it was, his own team member. 1st and 10 for the Tomahawks from the Blue Devil 38. Here's the play action fake to Ferguson. Now the rollout and throw, got it underneath. Found Ferguson on that little out pattern from the fullback spot. Right across the 35 at about the 34-yard line. He had faked it to Ribeiro in the backfield, had Greenwald, and then he found downfield Rio Ferguson.
Yeah, and he was being chased by one of the cornerbacks there on a blitz, and trying to see exactly who was chasing him. But good job there by Greenwald to avoid the trouble there. He loves rolling out to his right. I think the Blue Devils need to make an adjustment the way they're attacking.
5th completion to 4 different receivers for Greenwald right now.
2nd and 5 from the Leominster 34. Straight 3 back in the backfield formation. And the give for Greenwald went to Rio Ferguson. Defense into the backfield quick. Wrapped and taking him down. Short loss on the play. For the Blue Devils, Kyle Philbin, Bill Thomas, was there to lasso him and take him down.
Yeah, the other Philbin, we haven't called Kyle's number, but he's out there. He's creating havoc in his own way, and nice to see him corral Ferguson from the backside there.
It'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 to go for the Tomahawks. They're back across the Leominster 35 at the 36-yard line, going right to left. It'll be a 2-back offset split as Cassius Clay is now slot out to the left. Here's the snap. Play action to Ferguson. Roll out. They look for the throwback on the screen underneath. Pass is complete for Ferguson up the left numbers. He gets a block to spring him down the left sideline, slipping and sliding on that natural surface across the 15. Go 10, and now down around the 5. Rio Ferguson with a head full of steam out of the backfield. It's a gain of 30 for the Tomahawks.
Yeah, great design play there, but it almost got blown up by that Blue Devil rush, but good job by Greenwald. Keep his wits about him. He knew he had Ferguson out there and got it to him just in the nick of time. Ferguson did the rest.
13-0 Leominster's lead, passing 5.5 minutes to play here in the 2nd quarter. And the Tomahawks come to the line with their best scoring opportunity of the night. 1st and goal from the Leominster 7-yard line, going right to left. 3-back set, the snap, give it to Ferguson. Ferguson into the hole, slipped the defender to the goal line. It's a Tomahawk touchdown for Rio Ferguson.
I tell you, he just runs through tackles, and he's decided not to cut around them or run over people, and he showed his strength on that drive right there. Pretty much did the entire drive work all on his own.
And that is the style of running, Bill Thomas, like we were talking about. He's got that great speed to the hole, and then he has the strength to drag as many people with him as you need. There's no better way to describe this than a hot mess 2-point conversion formation. The snap is to Greenwald. No defense ever knows what to do with it, and Greenwald walks it in for 2 as he's spun down to the ground. 5:19 to play in the 2nd quarter, and the team's coming back up the field. It's Leominster 13 and Algonquin 8, Bill Thomas. As we break, we're back with more. This is Leominster football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for our viewers joining us on Leominster TV. I think that board, Bill Thomas, is a little light. I'm not great at math, but it was 6 for the touchdown, 2 points for the conversion for Greenwald with the great play. Call it 13-8.
And I'm looking at it, and the crowd's yelling at him, too, and they just switched it to 8.
There we go.
Everybody knew about the scoreboard keeper. But just a great well-designed play there. We haven't seen anything like that for a 2-point conversion. But he said it's a hot mess. Nobody knows what to do, and they let the play run, and Algonquin
and you can see it on video, Bill Thomas, and that's another one you can't do it.
What do you do with it?
Back to Walsh Field in Northborough on a chilly but beautiful Friday night in Northborough, right out behind Algonquin Regional High School, right here on the campus along the back of the property. Got the beautiful moon out overhead, little orangey glow out over the right end zone here at Walsh Field. Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right. 3 kickers are going to approach the ball, and it is kicked right up the middle of the field. It's Joey Chekowitz with the kick. The ball checks up and will be returned by Rodriguez from the right sideline. He loses a defender across the 35 and taken down after a gain of an extra 3 right about the 38-yard line.
JV showing his skills there once again, fearless on that run back, and he's an exciting player when he gets his hands on the ball. It's about all I can say.
Well, and Bill Thomas, he proves it, and I asked Coach Devin Gates about this on the TV edition of the Coach's Corner, and this holds true. They always said, you're a baseball, softball player. If you can hit the ball, the coach is going to find a spot in the lineup for you on the defensive side of things. When it comes to JV Rodriguez, when he puts him in the game, the kid makes a play on special teams, they find a place for you on offense if you're that good carrying the football.
He has worked his way into the offensive rotation, too.
On a 1st down and 10 to go for the Blue Devils from their own 38-yard line. The 1st down give goes right up the middle of the field. Looked like Nico Martinez got that first carry. Am I correct on that? That was Kyle Philbin who got a pound.
No, that was Reynolds.
I think it was Justice.
Yeah, no, but The problem became the first point of contact was Reynolds into the back of Philbin and bounce. Kudos to Reynolds bouncing a Philbin that far in front of him, putting him on the ground.
For a gain of 9, here's 2nd and a yard from the 46-yard line, their own. And it's Reynolds again, and this time back to the line of scrimmage, and no more as the defensive front closed that door for the Tomahawks. It looked like Colin Wing had the initial hit.
Looking for a spot here. Looks like they're going to be well short, at least a
And
yard,
the
but they're
officials
going
are
to bring
going
them out.
they're going to bring it out for sure, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, I'm going to say they're at least a yard short. No hash marks, though, so it's hard to tell.
4:24 to play in the second quarter. 13-8 is Leominster's lead. And they're going to bring the sticks in from far sideline to near. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. Brought to you by Hometown Bank. They don't answer to Wall Street. They answer to you. Fraticelli Oil Company, the place to save heating dollars. Daewoo North Superstore, the car you deserve, priced to fit your budget. And ROI Office Furniture and Systems, quality, value, and service without exception.
It's going to be short by a chain link.
Yeah, a little bit closer than maybe Bill Thomas and
closer than I thought.
But you don't have those individual hash marks, Bill Thomas, to really measure your eye against. It really is a need for those chains. And, of course, again, old-timey rustic football. It's what I said it was going to be in the pregame. It's what it's been thus far.
Yeah. Billy.
Yeah, I like this.
Bill Thomas is looking at me going, rustic? 4:24 to play in the second quarter, 13-8 Leominster's lead. They go left to right, and Coach Taylor Allen sees the Leominster formation, and he asks for a timeout. So timeout taken by the Tomahawks. Clock stopped, 4:24 to play in the second quarter, 13-8 Leominster's lead. First charge timeout for the Tomahawks. In this first half, Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, brought to you by Fidelity Bank, helping you get where you want to be with heart. Clear Path for Veterans New England by Northeast Insurance, supporting the journey home. And Leominster Monument Company, where memories are forever. We thank you all so much for your support of Leominster High School football on the K-Zone.
You know, that short yardage situation right there, I wonder if Algonquin thought that they were going to come out with their short yardage offense, and they weren't ready for that spread offense there that the Blue Devils put out. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see him come back with that snow plow, secure this first down. This is basically a free play right here. You know, maybe it's a chance to take a shot downfield.
Philosophically, Bill Thomas, this is the one. This is why I've always loved Tom Brady's ability to convert these. I've never understood why you take the ball away from the line of scrimmage when all you need to do is lean forward.
I hate
get a
shotgun.
clean snap and get it across the line to gain. Don't mess around 5 yards deeper than you need to be.
I couldn't agree more, Tom.
But Leominster's in the gun with a pair of receivers wide to the left and Reynolds in the backfield with him. Constant now looks toward Coach Devin Gates. He says, stay with the play. They call the signal. Snap knee high, fake it to Reynolds, give it to Constant. Constant turns the left corner. He's got first down yardage across midfield and down at the 49-yard line of the Tomahawks. And Bill Thomas, that's why I don't coach.
I agree.
That right.
I agree, but you know, one of the Tomahawks were in the backfield there. A linebacker looked like Mike McAvoy, but luckily that Constant was able to shed him and gain the additional 2 or 3 yards for that first down. Once again, that was kind of a free play, but I don't like that giving up 5 yards on the snap either, Todd. I'd rather see a sneak. I like that snowplow. If you're going to go back there, put some protection in front of you, but move the ball forward.
And Constant was able to create the space with his legs and get out into the open field left. Here's a 1st and 10 from the Tomahawk 49. Justice Reynolds starts his way to the right, reverses fields a bit back to the left as he corrects up the middle of the field. Gains about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6 just shy of the Tomahawk 45 at their 46-yard line.
Reverse field right into the arms of Troy Montgomery, and fast put on the ground right there.
3.5 minutes to play, second quarter. Leominster with that 13-8 lead here at Walsh Field as they continue from left to right here in the second quarter. Twin receivers out to the left. Reynolds is the back in the backfield with Constant. The snap, give it to Reynolds. Reynolds right into the open space through the A gap and spun down shy of the 40 at the 41-yard line. Gives them a fistful more and a 3rd down and about 2 to go. They need to move the football to the 39-yard line. The Tomahawks left to right for the first.
Once again, Blue Devils ready to go here on offense, trying to keep the Algonquin defense on. They're still having time to substitute, but we'll have to see what we come up here. 3rd down and short.
Nice to see Reynolds having success both up the middle of that defensive line and bouncing it out to the outside.
JV Silva is slot to the left in the twin set. Galat outside of him wide. Give it to Reynolds, and Reynolds takes it forward across the 40 to the 38-yard line, and it is enough for a Leominster first down. temporarily halting the clock with 2:45 to play here in the first half and a 13-8 Leominster lead. Coming up at the half, Kate will recap it all. We've got your first half stats and recap. Coming up, we'll also have scores from around the region, all those crossover matchups with reporters out there tonight. We'll get you the updates as well as get you set
We might have
for
final
Fitchburg,
scores.
Tantascwa, and Oakmont Northbridge. Those games coming up tomorrow here on the K-Zone from Foley Stadium as part of the Central Mass playoffs. On first down and 10, the snap to give for Reynolds. Reynolds across the Tomahawk 35 and down at the 33-yard line.
Right now, last 3 plays, same exact play, having Reynolds go right up to the teeth of that defense for the Tomahawks. 3 plays, doing a great job picking up a handful. 4 on the first one, 3 on the last one, and 5 on this one for Reynolds. Right now, he's got 73 yards, averaging 7.3 yards per carry.
After the gain of 5 on first, second down and 5. Bryant Cordero gets the block from Apoku, takes him to the left, and he gets picked up and dropped. Dropped along the end. Good square up tackle there. Looked like Colin Wing squared Cordero and pulled him down with the legs, pulled his legs, Bill Thomas, right out from underneath him.
Yeah, he stopped him cold right there and picked him up, put him down on his backside. Nice one-on-one tackle. Looked like Cordero was going to break into open field over there, but Algonquin defense having none of it.
Also coming up at the half, mid-game adjustments coming to you as well, all at the half here on the K-Zone. 1:20 to play here in the second quarter.
8th play of the drive coming up here for the Blue Devils.
Third down, 4 to go. Shotgun set from the Tomahawk 33. Play action fake to Reynolds, look underneath, pass complete for Galat just shy of the 25, gains the 25, and spun out of bounds at the 24-yard line, and it is enough for a Leominster first down on a gain of 9.
Good job by Ali there, being aware of the sideline, not trying to cut it back in and gain additional yardage, getting the clock stoppage. The Blue Devils doing a good job of using the clock here, but I'm wondering if they shouldn't maybe show a little more sense of urgency as we approach 1 minute and a half.
Ball respotted, and the clock now continues to wind. Under a minute to play here in the first half. Couple of plays left for the Blue Devils. They've got a timeout or 2 to work with. Shotgun set, twin receivers to the left. Cordero sets up to the left of Constant. Claps for the ball. Give it to Cordero in the back pocket. Across the 25. Hennestein across the 20. Hit and taken down shy of the 15, about the 17-yard line. And the clock continues to wind. Under 40 seconds to play here in the second quarter. And Coach Devin Gates is going to keep the plays coming. Trying to go hurry up here. 30 seconds to play in the second quarter. Right back on the line go Leominsters. Twin receivers to the left in the gun. Play action fake. Look corner of the end zone. Little hand checking on the way downfield. And the pass will go incomplete. It was a battle of ones. Our lead Galat, the intended receiver. Nick Alessi in defensive coverage for the Tomahawks.
A little slow developing right there, and wasn't sure Ali was all in on that play, but the ball a little overthrown when it was all said and done.
Clock stopped with 22 and 8/10 seconds remaining here in the first half. Leominster got time for 1, maybe 2 plays, depending on how things develop.
12th play of the drive coming up here for the Blue Devils offense.
Snapping from the 17-yard line, trips to the right. That's the Tomahawk 17 as Leominster's march continues left to right. Galat single coverage, short to the left. Constant back to pass, goes slot underneath. Pass is complete, turning the corner and leaning toward the goal line. That pass will fall incomplete. It's JV Silva with his first catch of the day and a gain of 16 just shy of the goal line. There's an injury on the field, and it stops the clock with 14 and 3/10 seconds remaining here in the first half. A 13-8 Leominster lead, and they are right back on the doorstep. Welcome back, JV Silva. He's been in and out of the lineup, hasn't made a noticeable contribution since returning from injury, but he's got himself a catch today, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, working the middle. Good job there. I thought he was going to be able to weave his way into the end zone. And now it's coming down to crunch time. We got maybe 2 plays here if they throw the ball, but have to see if they come out with that infamous snowplow that we've seen them use to such success here. They need about 2 yards to get in the end zone, and let's get 1 good running play here and bust it in.
With that completed pass, Caden Constant is 6 of 11, 76 yards passing. He's averaging 12.7 yards per throw. He's completed the ball 55% of the time, and he's completed his passes to 4 separate receivers on the Blue Devils offense.
And here comes a first down and goal to go coming out of the timeout. The ball is right about the 1-yard line. Leominster's line checks their spacing here, and it is a full front with the 3-back setup in the backfield in that snowplow variety in front of Constant. Here's the snap. Everybody fills a hole. Constant leans to the goal line, and he is in for a Blue Devil touchdown with 9 8/10 seconds remaining in the first half. Leominster adds 6 more to go to 19-8.
Not only in untouched, and what a great drive there, orchestrated by Caden Constant. After that, Algonquin touchdown just to take all the momentum right away from the Tomahawks here leading into halftime.
First kick for Santee Rodriguez, left to right toward the moon-filled end of Walsh Field. Durkin will hold for this point after. 1 of 2 today is Rodriguez. Snap, ball down, kick is up. No signal yet, and now a half-hearted but good signal as the teams come back up the field. 9 8/10 seconds to play here in the second half. Leominster 20 and Algonquin 8. We'll keep it right here at Walsh Field and take you toward halftime. It is on deck and coming up at the half. We recap first half action. Kate's got some stats for you to bring it all into a nice bow tie here through the end of one half here from Walsh Field. Then we'll have those scores from around the region, the other crossover games, all the playoff games come up tomorrow. We'll set the table for those, and then we will get you our mid-game adjustments and player of the half. All that coming up from halftime here at Walsh Field. I believe Leominster TV and replay will be with us as well. Again, if you've been looking for that live coverage or you're watching this now in replay throughout the weekend and on into next week, Leominster TV a little trouble with that live transmission from Northborough tonight. So that is kind of eschewed that live broadcast, but they will have replays available throughout the weekend and throughout next week on Leominster TV, and we appreciate the hard work of everybody trying to make that come together tonight. We continue here on AM 1280, 105.3 FM, and streaming live at WPKZstream.com. Leominster will kick the ball off. They feinted at it one more time, and now Rodriguez will skip his way backwards past across the 30, and now here comes the approach.
More of a saunter.
And yeah, with that circle leg, he will skip it downfield, cross the 35, and it is fielded, and they will fall on it. Do the Tomahawks. It was Joey Skangas with the field and takedown, and 8 7/10 seconds to play in the second quarter. Means the Tomahawks get at least one play.
Yeah, but I like the idea that they only have 8.7 seconds. I think the Leominster offense did a great job there. I was wondering if they were going to have enough time right down to the last goal line rush with under 10 seconds. They timed that last drive perfectly.
Nice discipline, though, by the Tomahawk special team. As soon as that ball gets fielded, get down on the ground so you can preserve as much clock as possible and potentially go for a Hail Mary or a crossing pattern or go route, something with this 8 seconds remaining.
Coach Taylor Allen with some last-minute instructions to his charges before he sends them out for 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line right hash. Right to left goes the drive. Back to pass Greenwald. He is smothered in the backfield. His line gets pushed back into him, and down he goes. Kyle Philbin out with the celebration. He's got himself a sack, and that's how they go to halftime. Through one half of play here at Walsh Field, it's Leominster 20 and Algonquin 8. An interesting first half of action, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, great job by the Leominster defense, to hold Rio to short yardage there in that first quarter. He did come on in the second quarter somewhat. But I'm really impressed with the way that the Blue Devils answered that Algonquin score with their score of their own here. Controlled the last 5 or 6 minutes of the first half and take this 20-8 lead into the locker room.
Indeed they will. Halftime score from Walsh Field. It's Leominster 20 and Algonquin 8. A break and we're back with more. This is Leominster High School football on the K-Zone. Hopefully you're crying about what a great football game the first half of action was here on the K-Zone. Alongside Kate Robbins and Bill Thomas, I am Todd Robbins for WPKZ tonight. Happy to have you along with us. Halftime here from Walsh Field, a little Caribbean flag performance here at halftime from the color guard here at Algonquin Regional. It picked up the crowd, brought a little warmth to an otherwise chilly night here at Walsh Field. 20-8, Leominster's lead at halftime here from Walsh Field. Our halftime show brought to you by Hometown Bank. We say that's my bank because we feel like our bank is looking out Well, for us, Hometown Bank wants you to call them your bank, and Hometown Bank knows what it takes to earn your trust because they don't answer to Wall Street. They answer to you. Visit hometowncoop.com to learn more. Hometown Bank, Sac Boulevard, Leominster, and 7 other area locations. Our Hometown Bank halftime show here from Walsh Field in Northborough. Leominster 20 and Algonquin 8 in a first half of action that Leominster certainly seemed to control. Had a little struggle on their initial offensive drives, but have slowly and steadily built from there. And as they have moved along, Kate, Leominster has found ways to develop some offensive points as well.
Oh, they certainly have. Yes, yes, yes.
How about your first half recap, Kate? It's brought to you by ClearPath for Veterans New England, supported by Northeast Insurance Agency, supporting ClearPath for Veterans New England's Community Center at Devens, supports families and provides connections to the latest in wellness options. We owe it to them to do our part by supporting them. Donate now at clearpathne.org. This message is brought to you by Northeast Insurance Agency. ClearPath for Veterans New England, supported by Northeast Insurance Agency. Kate brings you your first half recap.
All right, obviously the score being the most important one right now. Leominster on top of Algonquin, 20-8 right now. Let's take a look at team totals first. For the Blue Devils right now, 187 total yards of offense, 76 of those coming courtesy of the pass, 111 on the ground. They've run 35 plays, 11 first downs for the Blue Devils, 14 minutes they've taken for time of possession. The touchdowns right now for the Blue Devils, the first quarter with 5:22 remaining. It's a 24-yard touchdown reception for our league a lot. With 1:15 remaining in the first quarter, a 20-yard touchdown run by Justice Reynolds. And with just 9 seconds remaining in the half, the 1-yard touchdown rush by the quarterback, Caden Constant. And that's how Leominster gets their 20 points on the board. If we take a look at an individual notable statistics for the Blue Devils, right now, Justice Reynolds with 12 carries, 73 yards, averaging 7.3 yards per carry. Brian Cordero, 6 rushes for 23 yards, averaging 3.8 yards per carry as well. Caden Constant in his aerial attack is 6 of 11. That's 55% completions for a total of 76 yards of passing offense. Those go courtesy to 4 separate receivers. Right now, Galat with 3 receptions, totaling 48 yards. JV Silva with 1 reception for 16 yards. Liam Curtin with a reception for 1 yard. And JV Rodriguez with 1 reception for 11 yards. Now let's take a look at the Tomahawks side of the ball. Their lone touchdown comes with 5:19 remaining in the second quarter. It's a 6-yard touchdown rush via number 44, Rio Ferguson. The unconventional 2-point attempt was good. That's how they get their 8 points on the board. If we take a look at individual notable statistics for the Tomahawks, Rio Ferguson, no surprise here, 10 rushes, 66 yards. He's averaging 7.3 yards per carry. Cassius Clay with 2 rushes as well for 6 yards. Now let's take a look at the quarterback, Riley Greenwald. He is 5 of 9. He's completed 56% of his passes. He's averaging 8.4 yards per pass and catch, a total of 42 yards via the aerial attack. His receiving core includes Blanchard with 2 receptions for 20 yards, Alessi with a single reception for 7 yards, Ferguson with a reception for 5 yards, and Levin a single reception for 10 yards. And that is where we stand right now. Once again, Blue Devils on top of the Tomahawks 20-8. Todd?
Through one half of action, that's brought to you by ClearPath for Veterans New England, supported by Northeast Insurance Agency. Our Hometown Bank halftime show rumbles on. It's Leominster 20 and Algonquin 8 at the half. We step aside. We're back with more halftime next. We've got our scores, player of the half, and mid-game adjustments. All that to come. It's the Hometown Bank halftime show on the K-Zone. Halftime from Richard Walsh Field in Northborough on a Friday night. Indeed, we are taking you on a soul ride on a Friday night here on the K-Zone. Todd Robbins alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins. Happy to have you along with us. Our halftime score, it's Leominster 20 and Algonquin 8. Time now for a check of the halftime scoreboard around the region. It's brought to you by Fraticelli Oil Company. Exceptional comfort, warmth, and efficiency for your dollar. That's heating with environmentally friendly wood pellets from Fraticelli Oil Company in Leominster. Clean burning, high heat, low carbon, and low ash, made in the USA. Service available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Same day delivery. Online at FraticelliOilCo.com. Fraticelli Oil, the place to save heating dollars. Scores from that early window tonight. Wachusett tops Doherty in what was a battle of the 1-2s outside of the playoffs, as both were eliminated in week 1 of the Central Mass playoffs. Wachusett, that top seed when the playoffs started, they beat Doherty down and hard. 40-7, the final score in that one. Neshoba tops Groton Dunstable in the early window, 24-7. The final score on that one, also in the early window. Narragansett tops Bartlett, 48-20. The final score in that one. Other games in progress right now in this later, we'll call it traditional high school football window. Hudson on top of Gardner, 14-0, heading toward halftime in Hudson tonight. And Assabet Valley on top of Worcester South, 12-7 at the half. Over at the Valley.
Go Aztecs.
Indeed it is. Long overdue. Coming up tomorrow, games around the region. 8 playoff games all across central Massachusetts, or at least almost 8. We'll call it 6, but it's like 8, but only different. Anyhow, begins with Division III Central Mass. That game kicks off at 11 a.m. It's a battle of the 3-4 matchup. St. John's and Shepherd Hill, that game will take place at Doyle Field in the 11 o'clock window. Also in the 11 o'clock window, the Division IV Central final. Fitchburg, top seed in Division IV, battles the 2 seed Tantascwa from Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium in Worcester. That game will be heard right here on the K-Zone. Countdown and kickoff begins at 10:30 on AM 1280, 105.3 FM, and streaming at WPKZstream.com. Following closely on the heels of that, the MIAA Division V Central game, the battle of 1-2 in Division V Central, Oakmont the top seed, and Northbridge, also from Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium in Worcester. Hot on the heels of Fitchburg-Tantascwa, we'll have the battle of Oakmont and Northbridge for you right here in a playoff doubleheader on the K-Zone tomorrow. Over to Division VI Central, 1-2 matchup there, Millbury and Tingsboro. Where would you think that game would be played? Where else but Doyle Field in Leominster, where that game will be played in the 2 o'clock window.
Bitter party of one.
As well. Meanwhile, over in Division VII Central, Leicester, the top seed, hosts the 2 seed Blackstone Valley Tech. That game will take place well located in the 11 o'clock window at Grafton High School. Meanwhile, in the 2 o'clock window out at Grafton High School, here's 2 more teams you would think logically this game should definitely be played at Grafton. Top seed St. Bernard's hosts 3 seed Monty Tech. Both teams located, Bill Thomas, in what town again?
Fitchburg.
Fitchburg, as
What's
a matter
that,
of fact.
50 miles away?
Fitchburg, yes. They'll go to Groton to play that.
Division
8.
The 01420.
You can't get there from
Indeed
here.
they will. That's your halftime scoreboard. It's brought to you by
But don't worry.
Fraticelli Oil Company, your place to save heating dollars. We'll have our player of the first half as well as our mid-game adjustments.
Todd's not bitter.
As we're ready to start the second half action, all I want, Kate, is common sense to reign supreme somewhere in the athletic world.
You find some, we'll take it.
Indeed. Ball in the tee, 40-yard line at our right. Santee Rodriguez on the approach. Flag is out. Liam Curtin will make it Eamon Durkin, who is standing right in front of the wing official. He got a good 5-yard head start before Rodriguez put the foot into
Whoops-a-daisy.
it. So no time off the clock. We'll retry that with a 5-yard penalty. Wow. He was off quick.
That was pretty obvious. He wants to get
Yes,
that.
he
He wants to get the second half
He
going.
wants to be warm.
Indeed.
Time to warm up, everybody.
Durkin was ready to go as he saw Rodriguez approach the ball. And I mean, it being one of those wing
It's just a
gunners,
mental
especially the
lapse.
farthest away from the ball you have to be, timing, like that body momentum going into kicking that,
No.
insanely difficult,
It's
I
just-
imagine.
it's just
but
a
man,
mental lapse.
that was, whoo, he was off like a shot. Was he ever on that one?
Ready to go, coach.
All right,
Ready
now
to
the
go.
ball back on the tee, 5 yards deeper at the 35. Here comes Rodriguez on the approach, sweeps the right leg and sends an end-over-end downfield, and the signal is charge from the Tomahawk Pep Band. A little conversation in a little sugar huddle there, Bill Thomas, and they come running out of it across the 30 and down at the 32-yard line. Perhaps we might see that a little later on, a little trickeration later, maybe pass the ball off.
I thought they were gonna. You know, they had a 3-man little meeting there, but the initial receiver decided to keep the ball. But nice downfield tackle there by Nico Martinez. We haven't called his number yet tonight. Good job on special teams.
Todd with yet another 80s reference galore. Sweep the leg.
Indeed. First
Sweep the
down
leg.
and 10 to go from the 33-yard line, their own, to start the second half. Back pocket give to Ferguson. Ferguson into the second level of the defense. Curtin throw a wrap around him, but Ferguson is still battling. Cross the 40, go 45, and Ferguson will not be stopped until the 48-yard line, and enough for a Tomahawk first down on a gain of 17. Wow, yards after contact, Bill Thomas. How about that?
Well, I mean, he just keeps his legs moving, and the Blue Devils are trying to rip the ball away. He's not having none of that, but he's gaining forward momentum. At the same time, they got to go for his legs. Just get him down the ground. You're not going to get the ball away from him. Just tackle him.
Trying to tackle him up high isn't going to do you a heck
It's
of a
not
lot
going
of
to.
good.
You're going to
that's
get
for
shed.
sure.
You're just going to get thrown to the side.
Two-back split offset to the left. It's Clay and Ferguson in the backfield. Greenwald calls signal. Snap, gave it to Ferguson. Right up the middle of the field. And the tide turned right about midfield, and down went Ferguson. After a gain of 2, it'll be 2nd down and 8. How about our peak performance of the first half, Bill Thomas? We have a player slow to get up for the Blue Devils, and Bill Thomas, was that signal?
Jack Philbin, I believe it is,
yeah,
33. He's up,
Indeed,
though.
It was. Trotting off under his own power.
Good to see. Good to see.
Peak performance of the first half, it's driven by North End Subaru, a proud member of the Colonial Automotive Group in Lunenburg. They are a stellar performer dealer, and they're online at northendsubaru.com. Bill Thomas, what stood out for you for the peak performance of the first half?
I'll tell you after this play.
All right, indeed we will. 2nd down and 8 to go from midfield, left to right. Go the Tomahawks here in the 3rd quarter. 3-back split in the backfield. The snap, fake to Ferguson. Give it to Cassius Clay. He was the left halfback. He'll turn the right corner with a big contact crossing midfield and take it down at the 48-yard line of Leominster. Gains about 2 more. Should be 3rd down and about 6 to go. Peak performance of the first half, Bill Thomas, driven by North End Subaru.
Well, I'm riding Caden Constant. I just love the way he took control after the Tomahawks scored there in that 2nd quarter, orchestrated that 8 to 10 play drive, and burned up the rest of the 2nd quarter right down to halftime. And we've watched him mature over the last 3 or 4 games, and I'm riding Caden. I love the way he's performing tonight.
3rd down, 6 to go for the Tomahawks from the Blue Devil 47-yard line at right hash. 3-back backfield. Play action fake to Ferguson. Now look to the left and throw. The pass through the hands and incomplete. Nico Martinez got his hands up as the ball came through the line, and he wanted that one badly and did not bring it in. Looked like it was intended downfield for 87, Bill Thomas.
Colin Wing. Yeah, I believe it was. Big target out there, but good job by the defense. Going to bring up 4th down here. And
offense on the field.
Yeah, I think the Tomahawks are kind of forced to keep their offense on the field right now, chasing 2+ scores.
Coach Taylor Allen talks to Riley Greenwald. We'd speculate that they may want to go out and draw them off sides, but the last time they tried that in the first half, they ended up false starting on their own right. So we'll see what they do here. Deep shotgun here, quad tight to the right sideline. The snap, roll out Greenwald on 4th down and 6. Sets his feet and throws a dart, and it's swatted out of the air by Jack Philbin. Back in the game and makes a play immediately. Swats it down, no good. Turnover on downs and the ball back to Leominster. 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line, coming right to left.
And once again, we see Greenwald going to his play of choice there, that rollout to the right so he can throw from his strong side. Blue Devils did a good job of flooding the sideline over here. Just no way to get the ball downfield. And Greenwald was running out of room over here on the sideline. He had to try to force something. Fell incomplete. Good job by Jack Philbin.
Coach Devin Gates sends in the signals. He'll set up trips receivers, and now quickly Coach Taylor Allen is up, headset off, and goes right toward his defensive captains with impunity. He is not happy. It is a Tomahawk timeout. Clock is stopped, 9:53 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's 20-8, Leominster's lead as they get set for their first offensive possession. But Bill Thomas, it's time to survey the field with our mid-game adjustments. They're brought to you by Whitman and Bingham Associates, civil engineering, land surveying, and environmental planning at its finest. Services for residential, commercial, and industrial projects. Offices in Leominster and Chelmsford. More online at whitmanbingham.com. Experience is in the name. Whitman and Bingham Associates. Whitman and Bingham Associates, Bill Thomas, brings us your mid-game adjustments.
Well, I think for the Blue Devils, they don't need to adjust. They just need to keep doing what they're doing. They've played some great defense. They're aggressive. And Algonquin side, they just got to find a way to get Rio more involved. I think he's a centerpiece of their offense, but the Blue Devils have done a great job of controlling him tonight. I think they're using a spy. They're chasing him everywhere. Algonquin's got to find a way to adapt around that.
And Leominster's offense showed in that last drive of the first half an ability to manage clock and strike when counts. The shotgun snap on 1st down. It was fumbled through the hands of Constant. Constant, cool, calm, fielded it on the 1-hop, but there were lots of maroon jerseys, and down he goes. It's a loss of 8 on the play for Caden Constant on that shotgun snap that went through his hands. He was able to field it, but he lost a lot of yards on the play.
Yeah, I think he just lost all his time in there once he had to go down and get the ball. He's out of position. Good job, though, not to look up and panic and force something. We've seen him do things like that early in the season. Once again, part of the growing process.
We're seeing maturation in action.
Indeed. The snap on 2nd down and long gave it to Justice Reynolds. He comes back bouncing it out to the left. Ferguson was there on the tackle with Jeff Valentine for the Tomahawks. And he gains back a couple of yards that were lost back across the 40 to the Leominster 42-yard line, left hash. Setting up a 3rd down and about 16 with 9 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Ferguson sure does a good job from his middle linebacker position. Allows him to roam both sides of the field. with his speed and ability, he's a lot of times first one to the ball carrier.
In Leominster's first half possessions, they had 5 offensive drives. They only had 1 3-and-out. All of their other drives had multiple first downs attributed to them. Right now, Leominster looking down the barrel at their second 3rd-and-out of this game.
There's some confusion with those hand signals. Darian O'Brien had the 2 hands up like, I'm not sure what's going on. But it's a play-action fake. There's that sling downfield, and there's J.V. Rodriguez into the second level, cross the 40-35, and take it down on a pop at the 33-yard line, but after a big Leominster gain with that 3-quarter sling from Caden Constant, finds J.V. Rodriguez for a gain at 36.
And he laid it right in between 2 Algonquin defenders there, but great job by J.V. to hold on to the ball, absorbing the contact. Once again, Caden just standing in there and firing a strike downfield.
Make that a gain of 26.
26.
Thank you, Kate. Yes, I called the wrong number. It does happen every now
and
and
a 3rd down conversion to keep the drive going.
1st and 10. There's 3-quarter arm into the flat, pass complete. I believe that's Danny Cabrera, Bill Thomas. He got a little head of steam going to the edge, and he's wrapped up and taken down after a short gain on the play.
A little wide receiver screen out there. It didn't go for much, but it keeps the defense honest. You're going to see how they're going to react to that kind of play, and work on something later on in the game off of that play and try to get some success out of it.
And Danny Cabrera is another example of one of those players we talked about in the first half who maybe earlier in the year was in that 2nd or 3rd tier on the depth chart. Due to injuries, got his opportunity, made the most of his opportunities, flying all around on defense. They found places for him for a playmaker to make plays.
You got to get him on the field, like you said.
2nd down and 10, the shotgun snap. Sling this one out complete for our lead, Galat. And Galat will take it toward the boundary right. He steps across the 30, and he's out of bounds shy of the 25. It's a gain of a small handful. It'll set up a 3rd down and 5 for Leominster.
I'm going to ask a reach here on a stat, Kate, and I'm just going to pick it out of the air. But the Blue Devils have done a great job converting on 3rd down tonight. I think they've gotten at least 4 3rd down conversions, if not more, and they're facing another one right here. But really, that's been the story of the game, is their ability to convert on 3rd down tonight and control the ball.
Under 7 to play in the 3rd quarter. Thank you, Kate. No, you're fine.
I knew you'd have it in there.
I got it, Billy.
3rd down and 4. Shotgun set. Cordero gets the handoff from Constant, and he's wrapped and taken down after a short gain on the play. Still shy of the 25. About the 26-yard line, it'll be a 4th and 3 for Leominster.
Bring out the snowplow.
Bill Thomas's favorite play.
I love that.
Bill Thomas is the DPW director of football. Bring out the snowplow.
When they ran that jumbo play with the 3 running backs with the mismatch, crisscross, and I love that style of play. It just keeps you guessing, and that snowplow play is it's an amazing thing to see.
Leominster looks like they will go for it on 4th down.
They're 1 of 1 tonight.
Shotgun set with 3 receivers. The snap back to pass Constant. Got flushed, throws low. It might have been deflected. It finds nobody but the ground downfield. Pass incomplete, turnover on downs, and the ball goes back to Algonquin. 1st down and 10 around their own 25-yard line as they go left to right with 6:04 to play here in the 3rd quarter, and Leominster with that 20-8. advantage. 2nd half kickoff brought to you by Fidelity Bank of Leominster. The idea that businesses do well creates a brighter today and tomorrow for everyone involved. It's a win-win-win. Now, who doesn't like that? Your Fidelity Bank, helping you get where you want to be with heart. Tomahawks taking their time over on the sideline, and now they'll trot their way back out onto the field. For those of you looking for the live broadcast on Leominster TV, we're glad you found us live on the radio tonight on AM 1280 and 105.3 FM and streaming live at WPKZstream.com. We do apologize for those technical difficulties. The folks at Leominster TV worked very, very hard, keeping their finger in the dam to try to make things work out with the live telecast. Did not work tonight, but they'll have the telecast in replay throughout the weekend and on into next week, so you can see this great game. Rio Ferguson on the 2nd down carry, making the 1st down carry, Bill Thomas. He goes into the bench after gaining just about the 30-yard line, and the referees will dive in there and peel everybody apart.
Yeah, and they ran that play off a Wildcat, and I think that they're going no quarterback right here. Now, Ferguson is taking over the role in the backfield here. We're going to have to see what kind of offensive set they come out with.
They ran this little Wildcat set.
They mixed it up. Yep, now they got the quarterback back where he belongs. But that was a direct snap to Ferguson.
No,
there.
Ferguson is in that gun, Bill Thomas.
He
Here's
is,
a direct snap
Once
again. Cassius Clay, the lead blocker, unloads and bounces the edge. And now Ferguson's got midfield. Down the left numbers he goes. Across the 45, still on his feet to the 35. And angled out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line. What a great run for Rio Ferguson, but it was all created by Cassius Clay getting the block, going downfield on Liam Curtin to free up Rio Ferguson down the left sideline for a gain of 40.
Yeah, great lead block there. Running out of that Wildcat, direct snap, not messing around with the handoff. And allowing Rio to look up at the point of accepting the ball and then picking his spot. He had a great lead blocker there, just let him around the corner, but good job out there. You know, we talk about Danny Cabrera. He made initial contact, slowed him down out there on the sideline.
Under 5 to play here in the third quarter, and a big first down and 10. Ferguson gets the direct snap this time. He rolled out, thought about passing downfield. He had some receivers down there, but the defenders were there with him, so he tucks. The play continues. Kyle Philbin rides him all the way to the ground. Check it, J.V. Silva was in on that one. He had a little help with Eamon Durkin and a handful of others. They let that play go for a while.
Yeah, and I don't like them letting that play go because somebody's going to get hurt or they're going to end up throwing, somebody's going to get thrown to the ground. We're going to see a flag. Just blow the whistle and get it over with. You got 8 kids on the ball carrier, half offense, half defense, pushing every direction. Just blow the whistle. Let's move on. I just don't like seeing that.
I would say after the incident in the Cleveland Browns Steelers game last night, I would say everybody in the football community is on high alert right now. Second down and 11, indeed. They shift completely out of the set, empty set, 4 receivers, even split, and Greenwald back at the quarterback spot. 5-step drop, now forced to step up in the pocket. Rolls and throws on the run, had his intended target. It was Ferguson at the numbers, in and out of his hands, incomplete.
Billy, that's a beautiful job by Danny Cabrera on defense for the Blue Devils. He got to that receiver, and the timing was impeccable.
Yeah, he was right on him, and good job by Anthony Tossi there to harass the quarterback. Once again, we see Greenwell favoring that right side rollout in obvious passing downs. I don't think he's done anything but roll out to the right.
Quarterback does like
and
right.
he loves going that way.
I could help it.
But I think the Blue Devils going to start keying on that and maybe overload by 1 or 2 players on that throwing side when it's an obvious passing play.
3rd and 11 from the Leominster 34. Coach Taylor Allen yelling some signals in from the near sideline to Greenwald at the last moment. It's a quad receiver set right off of the right of the formation tight. And here's the snap and the roll toward the quad on 3rd and 11. In and out of the hands of the tight end Derek Blanchard right about the 20-yard line. It will fall incomplete and bring up a 4th down and 11 for the Tomahawks at the Leominster 34. They need to move the football across the Leominster 25 to the 23-yard line for a first down. But meanwhile, at the end of the play, we've got a Blue Devil injury. It's Eamon Durkin slow to get up, Kate.
Yeah, as we wait for Eamon Durkin to be looked at, Billy, the last 4 passing attempts made by Riley Greenwald have all fallen harmlessly incomplete. Right now, he is 3 of 13, which means he's only completed 38% of his passes for a total of 42 yards. His long has been for 13, and he's averaging 8.4 yards per pass. But again, the last 4 passing attempts all have fallen harmlessly incomplete. Credit to the defensive backs of the Blue Devils defense.
Yeah, absolutely, and all eerily similar, rolling out to the right. Their backs are flooding this side of the field.
The wind picks up as it has since halftime, left to right at the backs of the Tomahawks. 5 receivers set, 4 in a quad set out to the right. Snap the roll toward the quad. Greenwald throws off his back foot. It is intercepted right along the left boundary by J.V. Rodriguez. What a pretty play, and he will return it back across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Pretty play by J.V. Rodriguez going into the boundary, make the interception, touch the toes down, and was able to get a little bit of a run out back across the 30 to the 33. Leominster football 1st and 10.
And J.V. Rodriguez makes that play, but the defensive front 4 is the one that developed that play.
Yeah.
Just chasing Greenwald. Once again, rolling to his right. The defense is wising up to that, taking a little shorter angle to the side of the field, and they were all over Greenwald. He had really no chance to get that ball where he wanted.
3:34 to play in the third quarter. Leominster gets the football back on the interception. Signals going over to the sideline. Arlie Galat will be in a pair of receivers that are tight to the left sideline. And the snap and feed, J.V. Rodriguez now in that running back spot, throwing the shoulders as he comes across the 35, the 40, and he's taken down around the Leominster 42-yard line. And the only thing about him that I like, Bill Thomas, I like that he's shifty, I like that he likes to move, but I see a little bit concerning there. He was already starting to shoulder shiver as soon as he got the football. You want to make that move to the right end and then start throwing your fakes when there's somebody to fake.
Yeah, and I think it's coming from inexperience, but he's earned his way to get playing time at tailback, and he's taking advantage of it.
Here's the snap and give it again to Rodriguez. This time he takes it from right to left. Got off left edge. Gang tackled there by a host of Tomahawks, shutting the door at the left side of the formation.
Gang tackle right there, pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up another 3rd down here, a 3rd and about 2 here for the Blue Devils. Try to keep this drive going.
And Leominster facing a pretty consistent headwind right there in front of them as you see the flag right about the Leominster 25, 35-yard line, somewhere in that general neighborhood, blowing hard into Leominster's face from left to right across the field. 3rd down and about 2.5 to go. Leominster needs to move the football to about their own 44-yard line for the 1st down. The twin receivers go wide to the right in a pistol set this time. Justice Reynolds at the spot, claps for the ball, does Constant. The fake, the roll, the throw underneath. Pass is caught by Arlie Galat. It's enough for a Leominster 1st down at the 48-yard line. He's still on his feet across midfield and taken down at the Tomahawk 47 on a gain of 9 for Arlie Galat.
Good sure hands by Ali. You know, we saw him let a ball get into his body a week or so ago. Haven't seen him do that since. He's been all hands, sure hands the last 2 weeks, and he's really made a lot of valuable contributions, especially on 3rd down.
Leominster drive continues on 3rd down as the clock winds inside of 2 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Leominster's lead is 20-8. Restless crowd calling out to their fans slash their players out on the field as they continue to see the opportunities here, and now the clock has stopped
Stoppage and play
down
here
on
for
the
some
field.
reason. Yeah.
The
We're having a
officials are having a
conversation.
I think
conversation.
somebody's hurt.
Maybe an injury,
Yeah.
kind of fainted right about the line.
Looks like a Blue Devil lineman, and I'm not going to guess who it might be, but the officials are talking to him, making sure he's okay. I think he's going to, could be Micah,
No, it's
54.
Tossie.
It's a 54, yeah. It's Anthony Tossie, but
The center right out over the ball. They've stopped play for him. He will have to come out for one play, which means you have a cold center that's going to come to the ball. At least that's what it looked like to us.
I think they're letting him play.
They are.
Okay.
Twin receivers tight to the boundary right, as this one will snap from right hash at the 47. The snap and give it to Reynolds. Reynolds finds some room, low to the ground, cross the 45 and taken down at the Tomahawk 42-yard line on a 1st down gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
Yeah, Colin Wing wraps him
down.
up, but not before a nice, strong 6-yard run there on 1st down by Justice. And a good job mixing and matching the tailbacks here.
It was a 1st down run, was it not?
I
That's
thought you
now
said
2nd
a 1st down gain.
No,
I apologize,
on a 1st down
everybody.
run. Thank you. 2nd down and 4 to go.
It's like, what?
Leominster needs to gain that 1st down. The Tomahawk 39-yard line, which is about 4 yards in front of them. Twin receivers tight to the right, the snap, fake the give. Constant keeps himself going against the grain. He eluded one defender in Blanchard, but got met the 2nd time by, it looked like Jeff Valentine.
Yeah, it was
Thomas.
Rio right there.
Okay.
I think it was 44, but he did a nice job to elude Blanchard, but Rio was waiting right there, put him on his back. Short gain. Brings up another 3rd down.
Under a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. 20-8 is Leominster's lead. They face another 3rd down. 3rd down and 4 to go. Pistol set, snap for Constant. Give it to Reynolds. Reynolds with the head of steam. Into the pack he goes, leans across the 40, and he's down about the 37-yard line.
I'm giving him a 1st down.
I'm giving him a 1st down, too.
Yeah, because it certainly looked like it was about 38-39. But again, as we've mentioned a couple times here at Walsh Field, from our broadcast vantage point, we're looking and trying to estimate with our eyes, looking at the sticks. There are no individual yard hash marks. There is the yard lines every 5 yards incrementally. There are the horizontal kind of perpendicular lines that come across those 5-yard lines to indicate the width of the field, the width of those hash marks. But there are no individual hash marks. So we're eyeballing it from long distance here.
And we all know how good Todd is at that.
I was going to say, so they'll drop the
I'm
stick
giving
down,
it a
and
first.
guess what? It
Bill
is
Thomas, we
a
had
Blue
that.
Devil 1st down. Kate and Billy had it all the way.
Well, 1 for 2. I'll take it.
With that 4-yard carry, Justice Reynolds, 15 touches, 83 yards. He's averaging 6.4 yards per carry.
The final 34 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Leominster will probably run at least one more play here with their 20-8 lead, likely going to stand up through 3 quarters.
I would stand there and let the clock run out if I was the Blue Devils offense.
The officials wave their hands overhead to
They have
stop
a
the clock.
40-second clock.
And
play
now
clock.
a conversation between Coach Devin Gates and the crew chief. And there's a lot of pointing and gesticulating going on toward the sideline. I think the chains might not have been ready for play. So I think Leominster went out to the ball before they were given the signal to ready for play. So the ball was not blown ready for play, apparently. Clock still stopped. The chains appear to be knotted over on the far sideline.
So we got that going for us.
Clark Griswold, don't fail me now. Russ! Somebody's got to
time of
take
year.
that apart. Absolutely.
Where's the water boy when you need him?
Tis the season. Somebody's got to get down there and
We got
undo
this-
that.
Yeah,
What's
undo
going on
this
here?
knot
Oh,
for me,
there's
Russ.
like 4 guys huddling around the
40,000 Italian twinkle lights. It's unbelievable. 29
But
and
hey,
a
I'm
half seconds
surprised
remaining.
that this type of a thing doesn't happen more often. With the amount of movement that happens,
running back and forth.
I
Especially
would
with the no huddle where
I
you
would
keep
have
moving the
tripped
chains.
myself 17 times a game if it was up to me.
And they continue a team effort. They're
officials
trying
are down there now too.
to undo it, and I
think they got to remeasure this when they get done to make sure they haven't shortened it up at all.
I think they're just going to say, let's play ball.
They'll look 10 yards to 10 yards to see if they got the mark. Leominster and Algonquin trying to keep warm. Clock is stopped with 29.5 seconds to play in the third quarter and a 20-8 Leominster lead. And the chains are unforgivably locked up. No way for them to continue.
I don't know why they just don't wind the clock, let the play. All right, they're going to let the play clock run out, and let's get this quarter over
Coach
with. They
Devin
don't need
Gates
to snap
says,
a ball.
yeah, I'm not going to snap the ball. Let's just run the clock down.
Exactly.
We'll take care of it between quarters.
I said that 5 minutes ago.
And yet the clock continues to wind. Final 10 ticks
People
here
are
of
screaming,
the 3rd
"Let's
quarter.
go."
Yeah, of course, very understanding as always, as people sit around going, what's going on? But the final 5 ticks come off the clock here in the 3rd
Now
quarter.
we're done.
Leominster leads through 3 quarters from Walsh Field. It's Leominster 20 and Algonquin 8. The teams change ends in the all-important 4th quarter when we come back. This is Leominster football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for you on Leominster TV. First time we get to say hello to you exclusively in the second half. Again, thank you for bearing with us, watching the replay here throughout the weekend, and again, trying to tune in and find that live coverage. I know the staff did a great job trying to make that all work out, but Bradley is here. He got you a great view, and he's bringing you the game on replay. Remember the great coverage of Leominster football here on Leominster TV. It is underwritten by Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, the El Camino Restaurant, and MP Crowley Company Incorporated. Thank you for supporting LTV's Action Sports and making this great programming possible. I know we will have that situation ironed out by the time we come to Thanksgiving, which is just 2 weeks on the horizon. The Thanksgiving Coach's Corner comes your way on Monday night, November the 18th. Myself and head coach Devin Gates will sit down for a great conversation, talk about his memories, and preview Leominster and Fitchburg, the 138th meeting, the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic, and the 125th year of the Classic, Bill Thomas. Lots of numbers to cover.
I love it. I love all the numbers. I'm glad I've been part of it for the last 10 years. It's been a blast. The ride continues.
And the teams change ends, and we begin this 4th quarter here on the K-Zone. Alongside Bill Thomas and Kate Robbins, Todd Robbins happy to be here joining you tonight on a Friday night in Week 10. As Leominster begins their left-to-right drive, the chains back in action and unknotted, and the first down handoff goes to Reynolds. Up the middle of the field, goes across 30, 25, down to the 20, and a gain of 17 and a Leominster first down. They bring the ball back right to the 20-yard line for Leominster. First down and 10 from the Tomahawk 20.
And Todd, I think Reynolds coughed the ball up there at the end of the play, and luckily it looked like J.V. Silva got on it on the recovery, but nonetheless it remains Blue Devils football.
They were able to move the chains. They're putting the lineman's clip back on the mark, and so everything looks good. First down and 10 to go for the Blue Devils from the Tomahawk 20, going left to right in this 4th and final quarter with that consistent breeze at their back.
'Tis brisk.
Twin receivers wide to the left. The snap, fake the give to Rodriguez, keeping himself does Constant. Constant slips one defender, then another, then 3 more. Nestled to the goal line, pulled down at the 1-yard line. His quarterback, Caden Constant. It's a gain of 19, and he almost eluded 10 out of 11 Tomahawks on the defense.
And running with confidence, squared up his shoulders and just attacked the hole that was there, no hesitation. Fighting off contact, just a great job by Caden Constant right there.
Last 3 plays by the Blue Devils offense have all gone for first down. So right now it's going to be first down and goal from the Tomahawk 1, Todd.
And indeed they will. 2 receivers wide to the left. They'll snap it from right hash at the 1-yard line on first and goal. Snap, give it to Cordero. Cordero goes off the left side of the formation, across the goal line and into the end zone and into the night for the Blue Devil touchdown.
Good to see Bryant get his name on the scoreboard there. You know, he's done a lot of hard work for the team, and coming back from that injury, doing some tough running tonight, and gets himself 6 points.
And Santee Rodriguez on to try the point after. Eamon Durkin will hold. It's been a so-so night with the place kicking for Santee Rodriguez. Now he's got that wind that will be at his back. Snap high, Durkin got it down, and with confidence, drives it up and through. Team's coming back up the field. 10:44 to play in the 4th quarter, the score. Leominster 27 and Algonquin 8, a break, and we're back with more. This is Leominster football on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for those of you joining us on Leominster TV, and you got to see it. Nice to see Bryant Cordero back out on the field. Bill Thomas consistently tonight, and he gets to finish it with a run to pay dirt.
Yeah, and I think justifiably so. It's nice to see the Coach Gates spreading the offense around, getting a lot of people involved tonight, whether it's in the passing game, the running back game, the running game. We've seen, I think, 4 different tailbacks tonight. You know, mixing what Caden's been doing with the running game, a very formidable offensive attack tonight.
What good health can do. A whole bunch of sharp-dressed people here and heavily dressed people at Carmagnati Field in Northborough tonight. 27-8, Leominster on top of Algonquin, 10:44 to play here in the fourth quarter. Leominster feints toward that ball once again. Ball on the T, 40-yard line at our left. Rodriguez will drop back, survey the field. And now here he comes on the approach. Takes that real sweeping turn and then sweeps the leg. This one he got the top of the ball. It will skip low right down the center of the field and will be returned on the millionth hop right up the middle of the field. With a full head of steam, it looks like Levin. Levin got himself to the outside with lots of room. Across midfield, across the 40, go 30, and he's angled out of bounds. Across the 30 at the 28-yard line. Nice run for Jason Levin on that return.
Great run to set Algonquin up in really good field position. One of the best starting field positions of the night when it comes to offense.
A 55-yard return for Jason Levin, and he had to generate his own head of steam there, Bill Thomas. He had to wait for that ball to come back to him, and once he got it, he found the space up that right side.
Yeah, it was a ground ball kick, and you know, those can be the hardest to field. You got to kind of wait on him. You attack that, and it bounces by you. Good job just to corral that ball, but then turn it into a 50-plus yard return.
Best starting field position of the evening for the Tomahawks.
10.5 to play here in the fourth quarter. Shotgun set, and here's the snap. It was a direct snap to Ferguson. Ferguson with a little flip on the reverse field. Leominster's defense sniffs it out, slings it down, does Liam Curtin on the carry there with Shane Stevens, his first carry of the night. But down he went as Curtin maintained his lane and held the edge.
That trickeration is not working, and it was a real Ferguson direct snap once again out of that Wildcat, and but nothing going there. Great job sniffing that out, and a great tackle there at the end of that play.
Under 10 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter, 27-8, Leominster's lead. Tomahawks go from right to left here in the fourth quarter. We'll have a check of the time and temperature coming up after this play. Second down and 17 back at the Leominster 37. Greenwald back at the quarterback spot with Ferguson to his left. Levin shifts in motion from left to right, setting up 2 receivers on either side. The snap, the deep 10-step drop. Throw it back at the line. Ferguson makes the catch, slips a couple of defenders, cross the 35, and he's hauled down around the 32-yard line. Gained back a good chunk of what was lost. It's a gain of 6. Sets up a third down and about 11.
Justice Reynolds getting him around the ankles here, and that's how you have to take Rio Ferguson down. You got to wrap up his legs. You can't tackle him high. He's just going to carry you for additional yardage. You got to get around his legs and then push him over.
Third down and about 11 to go. Ball just shy of the Leominster 30 at about the 32-yard line. Empty set backfield. It's a 4-receiver diamond just off of the right of the formation. The snap, the rollout. Squaring his feet, it's Ferguson. Now he's going to reverse field. He'll take it back to the left side of the field. At the left numbers, he throws downfield looking for Blanchard with him all the way and threw his hands incomplete. The tight end, Derek Blanchard, stayed with his quarterback. They went to the right. There wasn't enough room there, so they reverse fields back to the left. And the throw again just a little high from Riley Greenwald.
And I tell you, that play took all day to develop right there. Greenwald had plenty of time to survey what was going on downfield. Good job by the Blue Devils defense, so just to maintain their positions, maintain the areas, create some kind of a zone defense, you know, to keep anybody from breaking free downfield. It's hard staying with your defenders that long.
Oh, absolutely. The longer the play
impossible.
hangs, you give the offense a much larger increase in percentage being able to get something done. They'll stay on the field on 4th and 11. Greenwald snaps it downfield. That pass was tipped and incomplete. Rio Ferguson in quad coverage downfield. Durkin got the hand on it, and the pass will fall incomplete. Turnover on downs created by the Leominster defense, and the ball back to the blue and white with 8:42 to play in the fourth quarter, and their 27-8 lead.
Great job by Durkin there, getting in the middle of that play, just as it looked like Ferguson was going to corral that for a first down, maybe a touchdown, but nice defense by Durkin.
Check the time and temperature brought to you by Chapdelaine Truck Center, selling and servicing commercial trucks since 1969. Chapdelaine has the best selection of pre-owned and commercial trucks, period. Route 2A in Lunenburg or online at chaptruck.com. calm. 38 degrees, a little breeze. It feels like 31 under clear skies and a little bit of moonlight out there tonight here at Walsh Field on a beautiful Friday night, November the 15th at 8:45 on this Friday night.
First down carry there by, I think it was JV Rodriguez. Short gain, about 2 yards. JV continuing to spell justice in the backfield at that tailback position, getting some well-earned playing time tonight.
Good thing Billy's looking.
Indeed he is. Second down and 8 to go.
We got a role to do, you know? You sell, I cover.
From the 34. Constant the snap, fake to Rodriguez, kept it himself. Sheds a couple more defenders, stepping across the 40 at the 45, and Ferguson comes over and finishes him off after a gain of 12. But great downfield running by the quarterback, Caden Constant.
Continuing to show that confidence in just squaring himself up and absorbing contact. And, you know, from the beginning of the season to now, Todd, I think, is a different kid wearing that 17 because he has really matured over the last 6 to 8 games.
It's been remarkable to see his transformation.
The last 4 or 5 especially. You know, he's a little tentative to start the season, even though they had that big win. But it's nice to see him
Just a sophomore.
Just a sophomore. We'll talk more about Caden Constant in a moment. On 1st and 10 from their own 46. The snap, the give to Rodriguez. Rodriguez got stripped at the end of the play. The ball went toward the boundary line. Tomahawks believe they got it, and the signal by the sideline official in front of their bench is Algonquin football. So the Tomahawks generate the fumble. Rodriguez tries to scramble back into the play. The ball came loose. Tomahawks came up with it. There's an injury at the end of the play, and it has been swallowed up by the Tomahawk bench over on the near sideline. But it is Algonquin football. They get the ball back, 1st and 10, right about the Leominster, looks like 45-yard line.
Yeah, JV trying to fight for some extra yards there. Got spun around. I'm not sure who stripped the ball. Could have been Rio Ferguson. He's in there. He's got some strong hands and arms, and might have just ripped that ball away from JV. A lot of times when you're getting gang tackled, pulling at your arms, and that's what ends up happening. Still, it doesn't take away from what JV has contributed tonight to the team.
Nor will he in the future. Future looks bright.
Looks like 66 for Algonquin getting up on his own. Devin Montgomery. It's nice to see him. He's getting a little help, but he is walking off the field. It's good to see. So he might have just got the wind knocked out of him there at the end of the play, holding his leg, maybe a little cramp.
Coach Taylor Allen having a meeting of the offense over on the sideline. The ball is now blown ready for play. 7:27 to play in the 4th quarter. Clock stopped on the change of possession. 27-8 is Leominster's lead. It's a 1st and 10 for the Tomahawks after creating the strip of Rodriguez and getting the ball back at the Leominster 45, going right to left. Levin, the motion man from left to right, sets up trips to the right. Greenwald, the snap, rolls to the right. Throws, looks underneath, and that pass is deflected down. Incomplete. Nick Alessi was the intended receiver. And Bill Thomas, I couldn't see who laid out on that one. I did see a little pat on the top of the head there. It was Danny Cabrera.
Yep, and I was looking back in the backfield, too, and JV Silva took a direct line to that hash mark over there where I think he anticipated Greenwald was going to roll out. He continues to roll to that right side. JV wasn't going to chase him. He kind of cut that corner off, and I think they're wising up to that rollout play.
Change angles and force them to make adjustments. 2nd down and 10 to go from the 45. 4 receivers out in the formation. Silva now into the backfield. Silva gets to the quarterback, Greenwald. He threw it away. He was in the grasp. That is a potential for intentional grounding. The official comes in and rules incomplete. They say Levin was in the area and the ball crossed the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think I got it right that time. He was in the grasp. I'm not sure he was all the way down. But just once again, JV Silva in the backfield, not respecting the run from his cornerback position and doing a great job there. He's kind of hybrid outside linebacker, moving around a lot, but just in the backfield on almost every play.
That ball may have crossed the line of scrimmage, but it is the absolutely the word barely by definition. 3rd and 10 from the 45. Back to pass. It's Greenwald. Now into open space. Pass thrown complete. That's Alessi. Alessi sheds a defender, continues to battle across the 35, the 30, and he gets brought down around the 28-yard line. It's a Leominster first down. A Tomahawk first down on a gain of 17.
A lot of tugging and pulling there. Blue Devils trying to pull the ball out, but Alessi was having none of it. Nice job there for the Algonquin offense to finally get a first down and move the chains.
Under 7 to play here in the 4th quarter. Leominster trying to stand up on that 27-8 lead.
Ferguson split wide out here to the near side.
Indeed he is, part of a 4-receiver set and 2 on either side. Snap, and Greenwald now rolls to the right. Nico Martinez giving pursuit to close down the angle. The throw across his body did not work. Long and incomplete downfield. Slow to get up, got a little help there. Nice gesture there indeed by the Blue
Helping
Devils.
out,
Yes, that was
Justice,
Blanchard.
helping Justice up. But once again, I think we see why Greenwald rolls to his right. Very
Yes.
ineffective when he was coming this way, being chased, and not a good pass right there. And a good job by the Blue Devils to get him on the move in the wrong direction.
And you could tell Bill Thomas the difference. Instead of squaring his shoulders back while he was throwing, he was kind of running to his left and trying to throw back to his right. With the shoulders not square to your target downfield, ball's not going to go where you want it to
No,
go.
it tends to sail. It's going to end up wide, and that's exactly what we saw right there.
That Greenwald's 20th passing attempt. Tonight he is 7 of 20, 65 yards passing right now.
6:35 to play in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 10 to go for the Tomahawks from around the Blue Devil 30. Back to pass Greenwald. Launches down the middle of the field, and Liam Curtin scrambles back into the play for an interception. Liam Curtin went step for step with Jason Levin down the middle of the field, and Curtin beat him to the last step and got underneath him for the interception. Great defensive play.
Great defensive play. Like you said, step for step, undercut that route right at the point of reception. Looked like Levin, all he had to do was reach his arms out, and he was going to corral that ball, but Liam Curtin having none of it, cut in front of him, and Ian held on to it as he went to the ground, and about the 1 yard line is where they've got the ball.
These last few weeks, Liam Curtin's name has been synonymous with interceptions and phenomenal play on defense. 2nd time in as many weeks that he's had an interception on the 1 yard line to save touchdown saving catches for interceptions.
Leominster faces the long field. 1st and 10 with 99 yards in front of them from their own 1 yard line. There was something wrong with the snap on that play, but it got to Constant. Constant bouncing like a pinball off the paddles up the middle of the field. Gets his way to the 5 yard line. Look, I'm no expert at this, but man, something about that wasn't right?
Well, we got a bad angle here, but the defense definitely rose up there. I'm not sure if they crossed the line, but the offense just kind of stood around at the snap there, and somehow Caden was able to pick up 4 yards.
He was a second
all
and
on his
6.
own, basically.
Indeed, a determined run, to say the least, as we wind under 6 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Pistol set this time. Looks like Cordero in the backfield. Feed Cordero. Cordero was supposed to go up the middle, but decided to bounce it out to the left. Found some room out there toward the 10 yard line. He'll be cut down right about the 9. After gaining a fistful more, it'll set up a Leominster 3rd down and 4 to go from just shy of their own 10 yard line.
Blue Devils doing a good job just getting out of the shadow of their goal line there. You know, we saw him get hemmed up in the end zone for a safety there a week or so ago after a 1 yard line interception turnover. Good job getting it away from the goal line on this turnover.
The entire Blue Devil offense looks toward Coach Devin Gates wearing the black hoodie over on the far sideline. Gets the signal now, and here's the snap on 3rd and 4. The give went straight up the middle of the field. Determined running in the middle of the field. It looked like 4-4 Nico Martinez in the blue and white, and it looks like he's got enough across the 10 to about the 12 yard line. And indeed, it was Cordero's 34 for the 1st down.
Good fighting for extra yardage right there at the end of that play. I thought he was going to be stopped short. Point of contact, I believe, was short of the line to gain, but just fought his way for another yard or two, moving the chains and keeping the clock running. Under 5 minutes left in the game.
And that is a hallmark of Bryant Cordero running, and that is determined running.
Exactly.
Will not be denied.
And when he angles outside, he surprises me. I love him up the middle.
On the pistol, here's the give to Cordero again. This one into a swarm of Tomahawk jerseys, and down he goes. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 to go. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, brought to you by Rural Stone Bank and Trust, Garapi Furniture and Mattress Center, Rhino Linings of Leominster, Bolton Orchards, Woodcombe Insurance. Leominster High School football on the K-Zone, also brought to you by Leominster Credit Union, Troy Hebert Construction, High Country Workwear, and Acme Carpet One. We thank you all so much for your generous support of Leominster High School football right here on the K-Zone, AM 1280, 105.3 FM, and WPKZstream.com. On 2nd down and 9, snap, fake the give, keeping himself for Constant. Constant toward the right in numbers, juking across the 20 and taking down about the 22 yard line.
Good job there by Caden. Once again, calling his own number, not afraid to, take on that defense. Really taking a lot of responsibility here, being the field general and really putting the team on his shoulders.
Under 4 to go here in the fourth quarter. 27-8, Leominster's lead, and they continue to use the clock to their advantage.
Comes that snowplow package, it looks like.
Indeed, on this 3rd down and 2 to go on their own side of the field, and that plow is offset to the right of the formation. The snap for Constant. Constant goes to the left with that angle block to the right, and he got himself into the pack. His point of farthest progress is stopped at the 26-yard line, and that's enough for a Leominster first down.
Yeah, good job by Caden there. And, you know, just because that point of contact looks like it's going to be behind that snowplow, it's also drawing the defense on that side, too. Good job by Caden to cut just to the left side of that snowplow and charge up the middle behind the center, get himself first down.
How about our power player of the second half? It's driven by Daewoo North Superstore. Shop Daewoo North's virtual showroom of used cars, trucks, and SUVs online at daewoosuperstore.com. Daewoo North Superstore. Find the perfect car you deserve, priced to fit your budget. Bill Thomas.
I think somebody
there's a
tripped
serious
over a wire or
conversation out on the field. It appears the clock has gone out. The scoreboard is off. They're attempting to reset it. And Bill Thomas, Daewoo North Superstore brings you our power player of the second half. Whose play stands out?
Well, I've been riding him since the first quarter. You know, I love the game.
It's the night of Caden Constant.
It is. You know, we tend to jump around a little bit from player to player. But I have to tell you, I love the way Caden has just controlled the offense. He's been the field general tonight. He's really shown a lot of maturity for a sophomore, and I'm giving Caden all my love tonight.
The players are going to resume play, or at least they think they're going to resume play. Meanwhile, the crew chief, the head of the officiating crew, is looking up here in our general direction, and the signal is that the back judge is going to now keep the clock official on the field.
What was the score? 20 what?
27 to 8.
27 to 8.
27 to 8. Okay, good.
Kate's got it over here on the spreadsheet.
This drive started with 6:26 remaining in the fourth.
You got a
quarter.
clock on that that you can keep track of?
Don't start with me, Bill Thomas.
I know you do.
Don't start with me, Bill Thomas.
Hey, you had that 3rd down stat, so nothing surprises me, Kate.
27 to 8. This drive started with 6:26. This is going to be the 7th play of the 9th offensive drive for the Leominster Blue Devils.
And the scoreboard is back on, so they're going to get it corrected. It's a good time to mention the Scholastic Sports Zone coming up this Sunday. Howie Kahn and crew, Tom Santasantia will be there. They got a special guest co-host in Sean Sweeney. Live interviews with Doherty High football coach Sean Mulcahy. Tough loss tonight for the Highlanders. Leominster soccer coach Steve McCaughey will be back for another week. And some guy named Todd Robbins will also be making a live appearance. On
Cast of Thousands.
Yeah, absolutely. On the Scholastic Sports Zone this weekend, we'll recap a triple header of coverage here on the K-Zone because we've got 2 more football games for you. Playoff action, Bill Thomas, tomorrow here on the K-Zone.
Yes, and we would be remiss not to mention the Leominster boys varsity soccer team
has
advanced to the state finals. I believe they're going to be heading out to the western part of the state, an opponent yet to be determined.
Indeed they will. More on that with Steve McCaughey on the Scholastic Sports Zone this Sunday, 11 to noon, right here on AM 1280, 105.3 FM, and WPKZstream.com. Leominster right back on the ball as we wind down toward 3 1/4 here to play in the 4th and final quarter of action. It'll be a 2nd down and long for Leominster. They'll snap the football from about the 23-yard line, their own, going left to right as we wind inside of 3 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter.
Wholesale changes on offense. Blue Devils doing a good job running 4 and 5 players in on every play. Keep everybody fresh.
Constant claps for the ball. Gives it to what looked like Cordero, and down to the ground he goes quickly as the defense slipped in there off the left side of the formation. They'll make it Justice Reynolds on the carry.
Yeah, Troy Montgomery right there in the backfield. Nothing happened in that time for Justice.
Passing 2.5 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter in a 27 to 8 score, excuse me. The board trying to get themselves caught back up as they try to get going with action. Great job, by the way, Johnny on the spot, the crew up here to get this back going. 3rd down and extensively long for Leominster. 3rd and 17, back at their own 18, drive going more left than it should right. Pistol set, 2 receivers wide to the right. Shotgun snap for Constant. Now rolls, throws that 3-quarter pass into the line, and it's swatted down, incomplete. Nice job by the back stepping up on that one and knocking the ball down to my eye, look like 34, Pedro Ribeiro.
Yep, stepped in that passing lane right there. And, you know, if there's one drawback when you don't have that good high overhand throw, you're going to have those hands up, and you're going to end up getting some passes batted down.
conversation down on the field as they try to get the spot settled on Leominster's 4th and 17. And Santee Rodriguez has got his back heels clicking right about his own 7-yard line. High snap forces him back to about the 5. He catches it, steps up, throws that punt downfield with the right leg. It hops about the 45-yard line of Leominster and then takes a Blue Devil bounce across midfield and is touchdown about the 46-yard line. 1:47 to play in the fourth quarter, 27-8 is Leominster's lead as they punt the ball back to Algonquin, Kate.
One of the things, the only thing really that was positive with regard to that drive, because it was going in the wrong direction for so much of it, was that it took 5 minutes off the clock, and so things continue to move, and Leominster moving the ball only slightly down the field, but taking huge chunks of time off the clock right now.
Under 2 minutes to play here, and Blue Devils well positioned here to get their 4th win of the season.
1st and 10 to go for the Tomahawks, snapping from their own 46. It's a shotgun snap for Greenwald. Eludes the initial defensive rush, rolls to the right, throws. Pass was deflected and may have been intercepted, but they say no. Incomplete along that right boundary. Eamon Durkin was the player who hauled the ball in, but it was not an interception. Incomplete, ball back to Algonquin at the 46.
Caught a little bit of grass there, but once again, good job by the Blue Devils defense harassing Greenwell on that right side rollout. They're all over that now.
1:40 to play in the fourth quarter, and the clock stopped on the incompletion. How about our play of the day? It's brought to you by Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service, a family-run business selling most major tire brands since 1964, offering our truly unique free summer to winter tire storage online at fitchburgtire.com. Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service, where the price they quote is the price you pay. Our play of the day coming up after this play. 2nd down and 10. Still chances to get your ballots in. There's the snap and the rollout. Squares the shoulders this time and throws. Pass is complete. Nice throw there for Greenwald. Found Ralph Gutierrez for his first catch of the day right along midfield and out of bounds. Right about the Blue Devil 47-yard line on a gain of 6. 3rd down and 4 to go. Bill Thomas, what stands out to you as far as play of the day
we
goes?
talked about this a little bit, but there's been so many big plays. The rushing touchdown by J.V. Rodriguez in the second quarter, but I think Caden Constant's touchdown right before the half was really big also.
Indeed it was.
I'm going with Galat's 24-yard touchdown reception in the
I knew there was a lot of plays.
Indeed there was. And see, now you've heard them all. Those are our plays of the day. They're brought to you by Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service. As Greenwald rolls out on 3rd and 4 and throws a little low dart that they rule complete. The ball completed at the Leominster 42-yard line, and it appears to be enough, and it is. Oh, no. Now ruled incomplete. And they bring up 4th down.
Looked like a complete pass there, but once again, some grass getting away there.
Maybe the knee went down before the catch. Can't have the knee down on the ground when you take possession.
You can't?
Why not?
Why not?
Nope.
Is that a new rule?
You're down.
You're out of the play?
You are down, I think.
Because Todd said so.
Todd's making it up as we go.
Hey, look, they do. Why can't I?
I love it.
Back to pass Greenwald.
Oh, hello.
Gets a full head full of steam from
hello,
Kyle Philbin. Wow, did he get there quick? Holy Toledo, I can't get over how fast he got there.
He did.
It's going to be a loss
and
of
I think
7.
He got there very fast and very square on Greenwald, who will walk over to the sideline. It's a turnover on
I was going to
downs.
say, that was 4th down. I didn't realize that it was 4th down, but
it went so
with
very
emphasis.
Quickly. Yes, it was.
With emphasis right
Philbin
there.
closed that one out, and 51 seconds to play here in quarter 4. 1 kneel down, and this one's over.
Victory formation,
Indeed.
as we like to say.
Under center constant. He'll kneel it down. Everybody stands up, and the clock begins to run. We'll see if they respot it. You might have to kneel it down one more time. 51.5 seconds when they took that first snap. They put it down just above 40, so Leominster will snap it one more time. Meanwhile, Leominster High School football in the K-Zone brought to you by North End Subaru, Whitman and Bingham Associates, and Chapdelaine Truck Center. Deep victory formation here, constant under center. He'll kneel it down one more time, and there it is. Final 22.5 seconds will come off this clock here in the fourth quarter as the crowd heads to the exit. Final score, Leominster 27 and Algonquin 8 here from Walsh Field. Leominster, with the victory tonight, picks up their 4th win, Bill Thomas, and if I'm not correct, 3rd in a row after losing 7 straight. They won week 1, lost 7 straight to get through the 8th week, 1-7, and then pick up now 3 wins in a row.
Yeah, and coming on, I think, showing the maturity, and I think it all's really centered around the maturity of Caden Constant. Last 3 or 4 weeks has really shown his leadership capabilities. Only a sophomore, and we had high expectations, but injuries kind of slowed down the offense. But a great way to end the season, the regular season. Now looking forward to a great matchup at Crocker Field on Thanksgiving morning.
And as if on cue, as everyone gets up and heads to the exit and the team shake hands at midfield, the wind picks up to the strongest it has blown all night. Everyone will walk out from right to left out of the stands with a full-on headwind coming left to right across the stands. Shocking that like Bill Thomas, like turning on a fan, all of a sudden showed up.
I agree, and I tell you, it was great conditions for a game tonight in mid-November. But yeah, we had a steady breeze, but right on cue as the game ended, here comes the breeze, everybody heading for the exits.
For those of you joining us in replay on Leominster TV, we again say thank you very much for staying with us through the technical difficulties in the live coverage and coming back to get this broadcast. Hope you enjoyed that. It is your time to go over and flip on your radios. AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com. Full post-game extra coming up here from Walsh Field. Well, we're just getting started. We'll get you the scores from around the crossover games tonight, get you ready for Fitchburg and Tantascwa and Oakmont and Northbridge tomorrow. That and more, plus Kate's stats and all that coming up in our post-game extra. Once again, the final score, Leominster 27 and Algonquin 8. For Billy and Kate, I am Todd. For those of you on Leominster TV, so long for now. We'll see you on the Live Coaches Corner Monday night at 6 o'clock as we start to turn our attention toward the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic. If you're joining us on the K-Zone, we got more to come. Post-game extra next. This is Leominster football on the K-Zone.